You're the one who's going to be killed. Mu Qian felt his power has fluctuated and suddenly became stronger. Spirit Master, this guy is forcing himself up. It's tricky. With opponents with the same order as her, she can think of countless ways to kill them with poison. But to kill a Spirit Master with only those, she isn't naive to think that it will work. Mu Qian has been running inside the forest for the whole day already. The killer is finally catching up towards her at an astonishing speed. Mu Qian, you're going to die. Die. Rumble. The fury of his power swept away Mu Qian from behind. With the current speed of Mu Qian alone, she can't hide from him. Water shield. Clash. Even with the shield of the Eternal Ring, Mu Qian's body still was. Hit and flew out. Thud. The purple dress was smeared with dirt because it fell on the ground. Mu Qian's mouth spilled blood. The huge gap on their strength is too great. But Mu Qian looked at the red fruit behind her. There was a glint of cold light in her eyes. She took the fruit without a trace and then, slowly, stood up. She remained on the place where she stood. The killer was somehow lost. Lord Mu, why aren't you running anymore? Mu Qian said. I can solve your brother's wounds and poison if you let me go. I'll also give you the antidote. If you kill me here you will gain nothing. This is the cure for your brother's eye, try it to him. If you wait any longer, your brother's eyes will be blind forever. Mu Qian threw a red fruit. The fruit is not poisoned. As soon as he catches the fruit, he said. The poison can be relieved later. If I don't kill you now, I'd feel unsafe. Terrifying murderous intent filled the surrounding. Mu Qian's whole body was shrouded. Mu Qian smiled a little, she slowly said. The one who's going to die. It isn't me but you. The young lady's exquisite face is hung with a cold smile. Her pitch-black eyes are coldly looking at him as she turns her back at him. All of a sudden, a sharp-pointed horn came through from behind him. Mu Qian's figure flashed, already far away from that dangerous place. The one-horned goat looks at the evil one with anger. It has been watching the Scarlet Heart for hundreds of years already, but when it came back from hunting, it saw this person holding it in his hands. Is he tired of living? Scarlet Heart is a third-grade spiritual fruit. It is natural that there is also a third-rank beast guarding it. Those beasts treat this fruits like their own child. It won't let anybody took it from them no matter what. Mu Qian came to know it from reading books in the Mu Jiao's library. He did not understand why this beast suddenly shot him just to save the little girl. Crash. Evil One's body flew out. That hit him hard, but his injuries were not fatal. Run. He isn't a third-rank beast's opponent at all. Damn human. Want to run? Dream on. The only way out was blocked by the beast. His only choice is to fight. He's not a match of a third-rank beast before, but now, when he's seriously injured, he had no choice but to fight for his life. That Mu Qian, she has disappeared, but he knew that she can't run that far. He shouted. Mu Qian, are you the demon? How is it possible that a third-rank beast is helping you? Fuck. He believed that Mu Qian is the devil, instead of realizing the fact that the fruit in his hands was the reason for the beast fury. If he let go of the fruit, there might been a chance, but at this time he did not think so much. Boom. The one-horned goat is entangled. The killer tried his best to land his strongest attack on it in the end. Clash. Boom. His final blow hit the beast and is a little hurt. Once again the beast rushed towards the killer, piercing his heart. At this moment, the thing he hated the most is not being able to kill this third-rank beast but Mu Qian. He swears. Mu Qian, you will not die well. You can't die well. Thud. The killer died with his eyes both open. The one-horned goat stepped on its corpse and wanted to pick up the red fruit. It looks like this human doesn't have any companions, but if the red fruit was taken off from its tree, it will dissipate not long after. It didn't even try to eat it first due to waiting for it to be ripe, but was almost snatc head by an ant instead. Damn you. The killer's third brother turned into a eunuch. The second brother's pain in his eyes caused him to swoon a few times, and he bites his teeth. The third brother said, Second brother, don't worry. Eldest brother will come back for us soon. After avenging us to Mu Qian, he can give us medicine pellets that will cure both of us. It seems that your only hope is lost. A light laughter came, and the two of them saw a familiar purple figure, which appeared in front of them. Her smile was bright, but the two people had a terrifying expression. You're still alive, so big brother he. Their hearts were cold. Of course he's dead. Damn. We got fooled. Mu Qian isn't alone in this exam, and she absolutely has a hidden master to protect her. Say it. Who the Hell sent you? Is it the elders in the Mu Jiao or the Ouyang clan? There was only coldness in her eyes. He laughed like a madman. You don't understand the rules of us killers. We will not disclose the information of the employer in any way. They stared at her with emotionless eyes. Lord Mu, don't think that since you escape once you can be safe from now on. I'm sure you will join us in Hell very soon. After saying that, they killed themselves cleanly. It doesn't matter if you don't say it. Mu Qian coldly said. In an instant, her face changed, a fishy smell suddenly came. A giant beast has sealed off the perimeter and searched the area. Mu Qian frowns. Good thing is that she had done her homework before going outside her home. After learning about this world's medicines, she also learned so much about beasts. The blood python is a 4th-rank beast and loves the smell of blood the most. Its favorite meal is human's flesh. Hiss, the blood python rushed towards Mu Qian's direction. Mu Qian tried to avoid it, but this time she's not its goal, but the two bodies, which allows her to escape. The giant python entangled its tail to the bodies of the two killers and put it in his mouth. After gulping, his big bra SS eyes are staring at Mu Qian Shi. It's like speaking to Mu Qian to stay. After eating those two, she will come next. She can't escape. Once she made even a tiny move, the blood python will absolutely kill her. Mu Qian's luck sure is the worse. I will not let you guys wait any longer. I'll post another chapter in a bit. Tilda. Hold on, just don't let go. It's an emergency. The only hope now is. Mu Qian hastily asked. Ting, can I get into the Chaos Jiuzhong Pavilion now? As long as she can enter the Eternal Pavilion, don't say a blood python a 4th-rank beast. Even if a 9th-rank beast appears, it can't find her. Your strength can only open the Eternal Pavilion in your mind, but your body still can't get in. Ting answered truthfully. Her heart is sinking more and more, but Ting added. Ugly woman, fight. If I get my body, I'll return here to get your corpse. Don't let that blood python eat you. I'm a good man. Damn in you. Even in life or death, I can't rely on you for a little bit. Mu Qian roared. After swallowing the two bodies, the blood python like a strong wind, rushed towards Mu Qian. Mu Qian quickly leaped. She throws all of the poisons on her body to the blood python. Giving all of her chi, she made her strongest move. Water slash. Boom. A water blue dragon and the blood python clashed together. Although that attack has more poison, but against the sturdy body of the blood python, everything is useless. Even if the water dragon accurately hits its target, but with how weak her 5th-stage spirit warrior strength is, can only break a few scales of the blood python. Upon seeing the pieces of scale falling, the blood python is very angry, this small and dares to resist. Roar. It was a roar, but a whirlwind came towards Mu Qian's direction. She flew and fell to the ground. Crash. Mu Qian's right shoulder was hit by the violent force. Snap. She could hear the sound of her bones breaking and her mouth spilled blood. The smell of blood stimulates the appetite of the blood python. It will definitely enjoy this food. When it saw that Mu Qian isn't moving any longer, he opened his mouth and was ready to swallow its third meal for today. Mu Qian, whose life is hanging by a thread, suddenly felt a change in her surroundings. A strong aura came, everything around her seemed to be still. The blood python trembled. How is it possible? How could there be such a powerful man in this little place? Its large body slowly shriveled up, as if it was deprived. Then its scales, its flesh, and its body melted into powder in an instant, leaving only a white skeleton behind. Ting stopped chanting. Since this guy already came, then I do not have to do it. Then he went to bed with his eyes closed. It felt that a god has descended in front of Mu Qian. In just split second, the The blood python has completely disappeared in front of her. His elegant and magnificent bearing is reassuring, but his pitilessly beautiful face still looks bland as ever. The moment when he came, it was as if all that was in the heavens and the earth was nothing compared to him. Juyi. Mu Qian looks surprised. Millimeter. Then he took Mu Qian into his arms. Hurt. His voice is calm with no emotion, but he was already reaching out to untie her clothes. I'm an alchemist, I can treat myself. Mu Qian hastily stopped his hands. He clasped her waist tightly and leaned her in his arms. The black exquisite robe was drenched in the blood of Mu Qian. A single word was said. Hurry. Mu Qian's mouth is twitching, he wants her to handle the wound in this position. But apparently, she had no other choice, this man won't let go on this matter otherwise. In the modern times, the girls there wear strapless dress in summer and considered as the normal thing to do. Her injury is severe, so she couldn't care for Juyi here either. Mu Qian quickly untied her clothes, the clothes slipped to her shoulders. She then sprayed her healing elixir onto the wound and bandaged it afterwards. She was once a ghost doctor, so she finished it in a short time. If this was another person, they won't meet Night Prince's fast standard. Looking at that white, jade-like shoulder, Juyi's icy blue eyes suddenly became deep. A medicine pellet was sent in front of Mu Qian. Eat. I'm an alchemist, I have my own, you know. Mu Qian was ready to take out her own medicine pellet, and as a result she felt cold temperature in her lips came over instead. Shenyuan Juyi's slender hand holds the medicine towards Mu Qian's lip. His hand was cold and he said again. Eat. Mu Qian looked at his dangerous eyes. If she refused again, maybe the one who's going to be turned into bones like the blood python before will be her. She took the medicine in his hands to eat. After swallowing, Mu Qian was shocked. 9th grade medicine pellet. Although her talent in refining is high, and the effects of refining a 3rd grade medicine pellets is certainly better than others, but that can't compare to the 9th grade medicine pellet she swallowed just now. In the Purple Moon Kingdom, the emergence of a 2nd grade medicine pellet is already amazing. But he readily took out a 9th grade here easily. Why does it seem that his power both in strength and resources can't compare to the other princes? Mu Qian turns her eyes to look at the man beside her. His cold and dangerous aura is enough to keep people away like an evil spirit would. Juyi, I've already dealt with the injury, can you let go? Mu Qian words have not finished yet but was cut off by Shenyuan Juyi's 2 words. You're recuperating. Mu Qian's mouth is twitching, so hard right now, does that mean he wants to hold her until she's recovered? Due to the reason that a 4th-rank beast is nothing to this Ashura's eyes, Mu Qian calmed herself and decided to avert her attention instead. Juyi, what are you doing here in the forest? Same as you. Oh. He really is a special student of the Royal Academy. In the first exam, he gave his blank paper. In the second exam, he abstained. For the third, the Academy didn't dare to cancel his eligibility to partake in the third examination. That's the only thing she has in mind, she has nothing else to say any longer. 2 people are so close together but were silent. Juyi's medicine is powerful, the pain did not torment her for too long. Mu Qian said. I have recovered. Full recovery. She wanted to run away from his arms, just a little bit but her full recovery is going to take for a while longer than expected. Mu Qian grew tired of waiting, she directly fell asleep in Juyi's arms. Juyi looked at her serene sleeping face, there are still no emotions in his eyes but a subtle upward move from his mouth can be seen. When she woke up, she was in good shape and said, Can you now let go? But Juyi still did not move, and looked deeply at her. At this time, a white shadow suddenly rushed towards Mu Qian. Me, Juyi, welcome back. So for today's question? Ooh. I think it's the best question so far. Ahem. What is your reason for helping Mu Qian every time? Do you like her? Juyi, isn't it obvious? Me, no, sorry. Juyi, since that is the case, you don't have to know. Me, wait. But the readers also want to know Juyi, is it my problem? Me, no. Juyi, millimeter, then there's no problem, right? Me, but. Juyi gave me a death glare. Me, eep. No, it's okay. Ju Yi, if there's nothing else, I shall go first. Me, are okay, bye. Take care. Ju Yi left. Me, why do I get the feeling that he's just giving excuses? Ah, I miss my wooer. I'm the only one who can do it. Courting death. Ju Yi coldly said. Suddenly a bloody red layer that can conquer every obstacle appeared in front of them, but surprisingly, that little white thing broke through. The white thing jumped into Mu Qian's arms, opened its mouth and took a bite on it. Mu Qian froze. What happened today? She just borrowed a goat-like beast to kill her enemy but was hurt by two other beasts instead. She looked at the little fluff in her arms, and it was all white, without a trace of mottling, with pointed ears, and looked extremely lovely. A pair of purple eyes like amethyst, it glanced at Ju Yi and a sly look flashed on its eyes and changed into an adorable state in Mu Qian's arms. Ju Yi's icy blue eyes narrowed on the small white cat and shouted, "Get out!" But this time, in Mu Qian's mind, a voice flashed. Under the everlasting heaven, the supreme being in the world of beasts is only I, Tianxia Wudi, hereby declare our contract. Agree. Two extreme powers collide in her soul. Mu Qian found out that this small guy is forcing her to establishing a soul contract between them. This. Mu Qian with a look of panic in her eyes. Ting also exploded, he yelled. The fuck is this thing doing? Dares to make a contract on my contractor, is it tired of living? If Ting can get out this instant, he would definitely chop this kitten into meat sauce. Mu Qian was wrapped up by black and white light. The power of establishing a soul contract still lingers in the air. A terrible aura surrounds the area. Ju Yi's face turned dark. There will be no living being that dares to force the woman he wanted to protect. A scream was heard. What's going on? How can it be a master-servant contract, meow? Wudi Tianxia clearly didn't make a mistake. So how did I become someone's servant now, meow? His little ears shake. But with how crudely he said it added with his adorable appearance, it really don't match. Ting sneered and laughed out loud. You piece of shit, you want the master of the eternal pavilion to be your servant, dream on. With how weak you are right now, you can only be a contracted beast for this ugly woman. Wudi's meows were frantic with worry. What do you mean? I am Wudi Tianxia, the invincible one. Tell me, how I could accept that our contract was a master-servant, meow? Mu Qian's lips are trembling. Invincible? You? Ha. In that case, I'm your great-aunt. Wudi meowed. Your slogan is good, but believe me if I said that I am invincible, meow. Ting burst out laughing. Throughout the world, 10 millions of years, I have not seen a beast like you. You clearly think so highly of yourself, but it's clear as day that you're only a common mixed-breed beast. Wudi was so angry. I am Wudi Tianxia, the invincible one. You dare say I'm just a common beast, meow? I can't sense any power in you. How dare you brag about destroying the world? You better go to bed so you can continue to dream. Ting rolled his eyes. Mu Qian was dazed. Even Ting doesn't know what type of magical beast this kitten is. Although Ting said that he senses nothing out of ordinary from this kitten, but some things are clear. One is, it can break through Ju Yi's defense easily and force her to make a contract, plus the black and white powerful aura she saw earlier is definitely connected to this kitten. The ear of the mighty Wudi is a little red from embarrassment. That's because there was an accident, so all my power is gone. When I get back to my old glory, you'll know I'm good. Ha ha ha. Mu Qian asked. Ting, what about this kitten? Since the deed is done, it doesn't matter if the reason for making a contract with her is due to liking her or wanting her to be its servant. She doesn't know if it was because of Ting or someone else, but the kitten had already become her contracted beast. Ting sized up the Wudi and said, although this kitten looks like an idiot, but the soul contract is too strong, you can't undo it anymore. So you can only take this stupid cat as your contract beast. A dead pavilion dares to call me stupid. Wudi angrily retorted. If I'm stupid, then you're more stupid, a stupid and dead pavilion. I'm not stupid. You are. The contract SPACE is a bit lively. Mu Qian thought this is a great way to get in touch with your friends and family. She pinched the kitten's ear and said to Ju Yi. This little guy is my contracted beast. She felt that with Juyi's fury, he wanted to turn this kitten into nothing but bones. No. It's like he don't even want this guy to stay. But they have a soul contract. If the cat is dead, she will be seriously injured. Too weak. The voice was low, and the intention to kill did not disappear. The kitten felt Juyi's bloodthirsty look over its small body, no longer have the desire to quarrel with Ah Ting. A pair of purple crystal eyes looked at Mu Qian, like asking for help. This man is scary. Master, you must save me. The appearance of this kitty is surely adorable, but she remembered its true character. She felt a little sympathy, but she can't do anything if this Ashura wanted him to disappear after all. Mu Qian looked at Juyi. A black and icy blue eyes are now seeing eye to eye. Mu Qian smiled and coldly said, "Yes, although he's a little weak, but he's still within the scope of my protection. No one can hurt him but me." Her dark eyes look so imposing right now, and her tone sounds like a warning rather than an answer. Even though he is strong enough to kill her without difficulty, there were times when she had to compromise in the face of his strength. But once he touches her bottom line, she won't easily back down. Juyi's thin lips pursed and his cold eyes fell on the body of the Mu Qian. If there is someone who can talk to him rudely like that and is still alive, I am afraid that only the woman in front of his eyes will fit the criteria. She deserves to live her life in full bloom, instead of turning into a pile of bones that will forever be lost in this world. So he let her say that to him and was still alive. His thin lips were slightly open, he said. "Fine, the ones you wanted to protect, I won't make a move on them." The black figure, like a ghost in general, disappeared in front of Mu Qian. Mu Qian's palms are filled with cold sweat. At that moment, she was certainly frightened. Shenyuan Juyi, this person is too dangerous. In the Purple Moon Kingdom where the strong is respected, weaker ones should bow their heads upon seeing them. She didn't think that it will work just like that. Wudi at this time was also shocked. His owner is also obviously weak, but in order to protect him from the unfathomable man, she bravely went against that man. He felt that becoming her contracted beast is not so difficult to accept after all. Meow tilde Wudi let out an adorable voice to appease Mu Qian's trembling heart. Wudi Tianxia literally means as the unparalleled one under the heaven. I don't know if it is really his name or like a code name or something, so I will just keep using his pinyin name to make it short and simple. Me, OMG. We have an adorable guest for today. Please welcome Wudi the Invincible One. Wudi, meow. Thanks for also having me today. Me. So how was your first appearance on this novel? What do you feel right now? Wudi. I was excited, meow. But at the same time, I thought that I will die on the spot though. Me. Is it because of Juyi? Wudi. Nods me, I know what you mean. I also thought that every time I have Juyi as a guest, he will kill me if I say a wrong thing. Me and Wudi sighs heavily. The great dream of Wudi Tianxia Master, you can rest assured. After my invincible power is restored, it is possible to let the man surrender, so he can't be so arrogant anymore. I'll make him pay. Just wait for me to beat him. After that, I'll let him be Master's slave, meow. Great, that's a deal. But, I have to say, that man is very good looking, meow. He matches Master perfectly, meow. Wudi touched his chin with his tiny paws. From that moment, Wudi's new goal was to defeat Juyi and let him serve his master as her man-slave. Mu Qian's mouth is slightly raised, and the restlessness has been dispelled by the kitten's humorous idea. Let Xuanyuan's Juyi, the horrible man, be a male slave? In the whole Purple Moon Kingdom, only this cat would dare to say it. There are few more days left before the 7 days period end. Mu Qian continues to collect herbs while hunting for one-rank beasts, but she finds out that she has lost more than half of beast cores when she checked her storage. She is angry and said, Wudi, you are looking for death. You dare to steal my beast cores. Wudi quickly explained himself. He felt wronged. Master, in order to complete my great cause, I am eating these hard-to-eat low-level spirit beasts. I have made such big sacrifice, but Master doesn't even care about it, meow. I don't care whatever you do, but I will have to rely on those beast cores to complete my third assessment. Master, look at my strength, I become strong now, see? Do not be angry with me, Meow. You did become strong. You are finally a first-rank beast. Mu Qian looked surprised at Woody's change. Since you've already become a first-rank beast, can you spit out my beast cores now? Mu Qian pinched Woody's ears. She started to talk about life and her ideals. Master, stop. I know I'm wrong. I will not eat it in the future without your permission first, Meow. Woody begged for mercy. 7 days are almost finished and Mu Qian goes to the periphery of the forest. Grabbed her things and prepared to submit all the beast cores she collected to complete this assessment. Hey! But at this time there are several figures, which block her path. Lord Mu, how did your harvest go? Do you want to send us a dozens of spiritual cores? No, wait, make that a 10 dozens of beast cores instead. I think that much should not affect you, doesn't it? You are going to rob me. Mu Qian calmly said. Here. Smart. We are here to rob you, so take all of your beast cores out. Every time the actual test is gonna end, some students like us rob other students. Even the academy allows these acts. These people laughed loudly. Mu Qian looked at them with a smile and laughed. I'll tell you guys good news. Just take out your beast cores to make up for Woody's lost and I will leave you alone. These people can't believe what they've heard, but when they're still in a mess. Mu Qian has already started to move. A beautiful purple figure swayed, and their bodies flew out inexplicably. Their bodies slammed into the trees that made them dizzy. Too weak. Mu Qian said helplessly. The strongest among these people is only a 4th-stage martial warrior. What a waste of effort is what she thought. And these people look awkward and shocked. What the hell? Mu Qian is at least in the 5th-stage spirit warrior. OD. 5th stage. A 5th-stage spirit warrior who is under 16 years old can definitely become a Purple Moon Country's dazzling star. Although they know that Mu Qian defeated Yu Shu, but it is not as rumored that there is such disparity on their strength. Added with the fact that Yu Shu is too stupid, he just stands in the whole fight and didn't fight back either, hence they all thought that Mu Qian's original strength should not exceed the 4th stage. But reality proves them wrong. Mu Qian ordered. Hand it over. This lord does not want to waste time. A total of more than a dozen people only have 20 beast cores, and each of it only came from a first-rank beast. Mu Qian with disgust said. That's it. They laughed cheerfully. Of course we are not as good as your family, so that is our limit. Lord Mu, please do us a favor. I know you still have many, so can you please give us 1 beast core each? If we don't have 1 beast core, we won't be promoted to the middle class. Their voices are a little choked. What a joke. Aren't they the one who wanted to rob first? Dream on. Mu Qian left these words ruthlessly. Along with their spirits she disappeared. The 7 days, 3rd assessment was over and the counting of the beast cores had started. The first place in the first assessment was Mu Qian Shi. In the second one, it was the same, but what shocked everyone the most was in the 3rd assessment. The first place also goes to Mu Qian. Especially in the 3rd game, the achievements of Mu Qian can be compared to the 2nd place at all. This kind of achievement shocked the whole school. What? Mu Qian came back alive, and even got the first. Shenyuan Jiao was furious. Wow. Mu Qian, the waste material in the last assessment, actually got the first place. It is a miracle. You are clearly behind the news. Mu Qian defeated the little genius, Yu Shu, not too long ago. She's not the waste she used to be. But one thing is for sure, she's the overall first in the whole lower class. She really is powerful. Mu Qian's achievements have been a blockbuster. The whole school is shocked at her performance, and the main waste material has finally risen up. Vice President's face is full of smiles for Mu Qian and said, Student Mu Qian, due to your outstanding performance on the assessment this time, the whole committee agreed to make you a student of the higher class. Directly skipping the middle class. Mu Qian does not care which class she will end up, as long as she's not the first student to be expelled from the Royal Academy of the Purple Moon Kingdom. Mu Qian nodded. Millimeter, I know. Mu Qian's reaction was too dull, and the vice president was somewhat disappointed. It is difficult for a person who is eligible to jump from lower class SS to higher class. SS in the whole Purple Moon Kingdom within just 3 years. This is a great glory. How can she respond like this? Then Mu Qian added, Vice President, I have to take a leave for a period of time. I am not sure how long it will take. Vice President's face was frozen. This is a 1 in a million chance. You just upgraded to the higher class. SS, this course, Mu Qian slowly said. Vice President, the next year's school sponsorship fee. Her words have not been finished. The deputy headmaster burst into a big smile. Also, you are born as a lord of a large family. You can't do this every day. As long as you can partic IP8 in the final A assessment, you can do it at other times. If you have something to do, I will give you a recommendation. Then thank you, Vice President. Mu Qian let out a short laugh. Mu Qian is ready to leave, already done at packing her things. She had not seen Ju Yi in the dormitory since then. It is estimated that he is also bored to continue attending to the academy and he will surely not come again here in the future. Lord. The coachman was on standby at the school gate, waiting for the arrival of Mu Qian Shi. However, when Mu Qian opened the curtain and prepared herself to get on the carriage, her face suddenly froze. There is a living person in her carriage. The person sitting in the carriage has a glamorous, enchanting and beautiful face. His hair is as black as a raven's feather, and flows to his shoulder like a waterfall. He sits inside the carriage leisurely and indifferently. The pair of icy blue eyes stares at Mu Qian. Lord, what's the matter? I'm back earlier than expected. Happy New Year, dear readers. Hope you also had a joyful week like me, Tilda, but all good things must end, so I have work for tomorrow already. TSK. But since it's the start of the year, I'll post another chapter today. Yay. The woman your lord is protecting. Mu Qian calmly walked in and closed the curtain. She turned to Ju Yi and said, Nothing, let's go. If she let the coachman know that inside the carriage he drives is none other than the Night Prince, Shenyuan Ju Yi. He will rush out first outside the academy. Ju Yi, what are you doing here? Mu Qian asked casually. Go home together. His voice was cold. But Mu Jia's residence and the Night Palace are not in the same way. Go home. Ju Yi leaned against the window. The initial warm temperature inside the carriage was a lot colder now. Mu Qian decided not to ask him any further. No matter the reason is, she can't throw this guy out. It seems that she can only share this ride with him. The carriage moved. The driver did not find anything suspicious inside the carriage before, so despite the fact that an extremely dangerous person is sitting inside with his lord, he still drove towards the lord residence normally. There was a weird atmosphere inside the carriage, especially on Ju Yi's side. There is still a long journey before she gets home. Mu Qian simply started to cultivate. With the cultivation on par with the gods given to her by Ting, in just 2 days' time inside the forest, her 5th stage spirit warrior rushed to its peak and was about to break through. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth are madly circulating inside her body. Mu Qian will about to have her breakthrough soon. Ju Yi's icy blue eyes suddenly opened, looked at Mu Qian's direction, and the coldness in his eyes seems to melt a little. It seems that she listened to him after all. In just less than 10 days, she will break through to another stage again. This speed is very good. But her strength is still too low, so it will be fine if her cultivation can be a little faster. Mu Qian is about to break through to the 6th stage spirit warrior, but at this time, the carriage suddenly stopped. A crisp voice came in. Mu Qian Shi, get out. Although it's not much of a trouble to get out, but there are a lot of people encircling the carriage, making the driver froze and asked. Well, if it isn't one of the 10 Purple Moon Kingdom's geniuses who ranked 7th, Uze? How could you stop the Lord's carriage here? Didn't Lord Mu done more heinous acts than this? I didn't think that this simple act of mine would offend her so much. She offended people with such degree. If we don't settle it here, I will not be reconciled. With the fiasco on the 2nd exam, Mu Qian isn't qualified to carry on onto the 3rd exam, so he came here to settle the account with her for his little brother. At this time, Mu Qian is at the critical stage of breakthrough to the 6th stage, so she had no time to take care of him, but Yu Zi abruptly stands in the middle of the road, disturbing her cultivation. Ju Yi's eyes flashed a trace of killing intent. A cold voice burst into the mind of Yu Zi. You dare to stop the woman who is under my protection? Get lost. The terrifying aura made Yuzi spit out blood. In Yuzi's eyes, a trace of terror flashed. He did not think that around Mu Qian there is such a strong person protecting her. The strength of this person seems to be a lot higher than the first genius in the Purple Moon Kingdom. He did not dare to stay, because if he continued to stay he will without doubt die. Yuzi instantly left. Everyone did not understand what is going on. And the carriage of Mu Jia's lord already drove away. More power was infused into Mu Qian's meridians. She opened her eyes, the pair of dark eyes shined like a starry night. Finally, the 6th stage of Spirit Warrior. Mu Qian's cultivation speed is an absolute metamorphosis. Because the man beside her is too strong, her family has a load of secrets. With this strength alone, she still isn't satisfied. She looked at Ju Yi and said, "Thank you for earlier." She got a feeling that with Yuzi's appearance before and if she was really interrupted on her breakthrough, it will take a lot of effort next time. You don't need to say thank you every time to this prince and no next time either. Ju Yi coldly channels. She did not fight back with this dangerous man, and nodded immediately. Okay. The carriage arrived inside the Mu Jia's residence. After getting out of the carriage, she looked back. Ju Yi has disappeared. The day to take her own designed weapons has arrived. Mu Qian once again used Ting's appearance and had gone to the Flame Dragon Mountain. Boy, you're finally here. Master Hua's face has a casual smile. Because the fire poison has been removed, his color and temper is a lot better. Mu Qian asked, "My stuff, is it done?" Master Hua said, "Of course I've built it already, but I studied it for a long time but did not know what these things could do." He asked, "Can you really use it as a weapon?" Then he took out a delicate box with a set of different medicine needles inside. Mu Qian then took out her numerous poisons from her storage. She began to soak the needles in it. Mu Qian started to play the poisoned needles in her hands and proposed a duel to Master Hua. "Old man Hua, would you like to test these weapons with me? Let us know which is stronger." Master Hua asked, "Do I need to suppress my strength to the 9th stage warrior or I can go higher?" Even if he suppresses his powers, Mu Qian's fighting experience is higher than any other spirit king, making her a difficult opponent. She smiled a little. "We can add some restrictions too. If you make 9 moves from my attacks, I win and Old Man Hua can make me another batch of weapons as a reward. What do you think?" Mu Qian with her set of strange weapons sounds so confident, letting Master Hua's curiosity to grow more and more. "Today, I'll play with you, boy." They went outside with an open space, Mu Qian said. "Old Man Hua, are you ready?" Master Hua suppressed his strength to 9th stage spirit warrior, and laughed casually. "What else do I need to prepare for dealing with just a kid like you?" A needle filled with various poisons with the size of only half of the little finger, slipped into the hands of Mu Qian. Her purple figure rushed to Master Hua's direction like a shadow. Master Hua did not dodge, he let Mu Qian to be close. Soon, a poisoned needle came close to him. "That's not a sword." Master Hua laughs, "With that size of a needle, even silk can't be pierced using it." He swings his robe to block Mu Qian's attack. Mu Qian's hand moved quickly, suddenly several needles flew straight out, and Master Hua felt there are countless needles flying in all directions towards him. Panic filled his thoughts. A doctor's greatest weapon is needle, for both life and death. Naturally, it is not easy to deal with. The power of his mighty spirit comes out. He promptly blocked the fine needle coming towards him, then faced her in a close fight. The two have clashed a few more times. There is several times where Master Hua was almost hit by the fine needles. Every needle carries an endless desire to kill. Master Hua couldn't believe that the delicate-looking needles that he made can be a deadly weapon when used by this kid. Fast. Mu Qian seems to increase her speed every moment. The drug needle attacks are getting more and trickier, and even the number of her attacks isn't falling. In order to protect himself from being hurt, he could not suppress his own strength any longer. He let out the strength of Spirit King, successfully blocked Mu Qian's poisoned needles. "Master Hua, you are a bully." A warm voice came. "Me, hey guys, thanks for coming here, even though you're all busy, so I'll make this quick. What is your New Year's resolution?" Ting, what a lame question, but I want to finish this already, so I'll go first. Ahem. Mine will be to regain my strength so I can punish that dangerous man. Woody, say meow. Ah Ting, stop mimicking me. Woody, but it's true meow. I also wanted to defeat that villain. Ah Ting, ha. Didn't think that such small cat like you wanted to dream big. Ha ha ha. Woody, what? You don't believe this one can do it? Ah Ting, ah. Fuck. Did you just try to scratch my face? How dare you? Take this. Woody, ha ha. You can't hit me. Ah Ting, when I catch you, I'll skin you alive. Woody, let's see if you can try. Mu Qian and me, cough, Mu Qian, how about you? Mu Qian, actually, it's the same with them. Also I wanted to learn more about alchemy to cure my little uncle's condition. Me, I sincerely hope you succeed. Ah Ting and Woody, don't touch her master. The seventh genius challenged Nalan Yu came to see Mu Qian, but what he saw first was the fight between her and Master Hua. Even if Master Hua tried to suppress his strength to the 9th stage spirit warrior, in the end he still need to let out his true strength due to Mu Qian's dangerous attacks using the mysterious needles as a weapon. He didn't expect that in the days that he had not seen him, he became stronger. Mu Qian stated, although old man Hua blocked all my attacks, he still let out his true strength, so naturally, he lost. Suddenly, Master Hua felt stiff, he can't move his body like a stone. Master Hua was shocked, he hastily asked, what's going on? Old man Hua, don't think that only my poison needles are poisonous. In our battle, my whole body is toxic, you let me easily get close to you, and in that moment you've already lost. Master Hua is astonished, he easily admitted his defeat. I didn't think that your whole body has poisons, I admit my defeat. Hurry and give me the antidote. Mu Qian took out a needle with medicine, gently ked it into Master Hua's skin and he turned back to normal. Master Hua proudly said, I did not think that the little things I built if fell into your hands will become so powerful. The mouth of Mu Qian rises slightly, she agreed. Of course it will be powerful, I was the one who designed it after all. You want me to build a new set weapons, right? Give the details to me now. It's not ready yet, after a few days I will send someone over, did you forget? You still owe me a high-quality cauldron for alchemy Although she already thought of some weapons she wanted to have, but she does not have enough time to draw the designs before. Master Hua's eyebrow is raised, he, a high-class SS refiner, is being manipulated by a kid, and the worst part is he doesn't have any relation with him either. He moved on to this topic and asked Nalan Yu instead. Nalan Yu, what are you doing here? I came to request something to Master Hua but did not think to see a wonderful showdown instead. Mu Shi, whose strength is only at the 6th stage spirit warrior, unexpectedly defeated a 9th stage spirit warrior, and not just any normal warrior but the Master Hua, who's originally a spirit king. Mu Shi, you are too powerful. Nalan Yu is not stingy with his praise. Master Yun roared. Nalan boy, are you here just to praise this kid here? No matter what you wanted to request today, I will not do it even if you highly pay me. Anyway, since he saw Mu Shi today, he did not push Master Hua about his request anymore. Mu Qian, who lost a few bottles of poison to Master Hua, took out another few bottles of elixirs and tossed it to him. Old man Hua, this is for your body, although the fire poison has been cured already, you still need to condition your health. Master Hua isn't the kind of person that received such care before, his face is full of smiles as he catches all the bottles. It seems that you are not such a wicked boy, to the point of madness after all. Mu Qian laughed and said. Then, I'll go first. Nalan Yu chased him and said. Mu Shi, shall we go back to the city together? Old man Hua said that he won't do your request, so you'll just back out like that. Go back. Even if he has a sharp tongue, his heart is as soft as a tofu. Mu Qian sincerely advised. I know that Master Hua isn't that bad as the rumors say, but I'm not in a hurry, I'll come back here another time. Nalan Yu and Mu Qian returned to the city, but upon arriving at the city gate, she quickly bid her goodbye to him. Nalan Yu looked at the purple figures back in a daze. This is the third time that they met, but Mu Shi haven't told him where he lives and when can he see him again. Mu Qian, upon coming back to her courtyard, received something unexpected. Challenge letter. Uz's challenge letter to be exact. A shadow said. Mu Qian played the letter in her hands. In her dark eyes a trace of cunning look can be seen. His family is also a prominent clan in the Purple Moon Kingdom, and the blood of generals flows in their body. In the Purple Moon Country, their fame is not less than the country's Zhongfu. Their family has the power, the right to have the soldiers, and all members are talented in cultivation, but despite that gift, they're very poor. After all, the salary of a general isn't much, and each one of them is an upright person unlike other people, plus they aren't good at doing business, consequential to an annual loss. The general believe that they're doing a great cause, but as a result it only made their state almost as broke as the commoners. They don't have the privilege to buy an immortality pills like the Ouyang clan or her. But if they did, he won't just be in the 7th rank in the list of the top 10 geniuses in the Purple Moon Kingdom. They are poor, but never did they try to suppress the Mu Jiao and hazed her predecessor. But she remembered what she had done to the little master of the Yu clan, Yu Shu. As expected, the upright big brother, Yu Ziyi, will seek justice eventually. Mu Qian whispered. The little lamb decided to send himself over. This lord will certainly not disappoint him. Mu Qian ordered. Come. Get the best arena in Jinwutang for tomorrow afternoon. This lord will accept Yu Ziyi's challenge. Also, inform him of these matters too. Her. The steward who heard this command was skeptical. Not only this lord accepted Yu Ziyi's challenge but also wanted to get the best arena in Jinwutang, which is not a small amount. Did you not hear the words of this lord? Mu Qian coldly said. No. I mean yes, my lord. I'll do as you command. News about Yu Ziyi, the 7th genius in the Purple Moon Kingdom, had already spread. His challenge towards Mu Qian was now known to the whole capital. He is also quite surprised that Mu Qian she did actually accept his challenge as well. He wanted to protect himself from the master that is around Mu Qian, so he ended on making a challenge letter instead. Once Mu Qian accepted his challenge, then that mysterious man can't interfere with their battle. But he didn't expect that she would immediately agree and even get the best arena for their battle. That made a stir in the capital. Yu Shu is shocked to hear this and wanted to explain himself to his big brother quickly. Brother, it's my own arrogance that made me lose to Mu Qian. Why did you? Ouch. Yu Ziyi flicked his finger on Yu Shu's forehead and said helplessly. If it wasn't for your miserable state after father beat you when he learned that you've lost on the 2nd exam easily, I wouldn't be so impulsive that day. It's been so much trouble for me these days to even get out of the house. Since this challenge was made by me, I can't turn back now. I will be careful not to hurt her in our match tomorrow. I never intended it to be this way. Jinwutang is most known for their arenas for both martial and spirit warriors who wanted to practice their combat abilities. Today, the best and largest arena is Brother Iming with people as the most awaited battle will about to start. The most famous waste, Mu Qian, who is also the Mu Jiao's lord, versus the 7th genius in the Purple Moon Kingdom and the general's eldest son, Yu Ziyi. Although almost everyone knew the achievements of Mu Qian she on the Royal Academy on the last assessment, like after her match with Ouyang Xin, he became a waste, and how she won with only 3 strikes against Yu Shu. Even the shocking news where she jumped directly into the higher class SS after being the first placer for the 3 exams is unbelievable. Since these are only rumors and hardly any proof was presented to the common people, they concluded that since she has money, all of her achievements were only superficial. Suddenly, a news about Yu Ziyi's challenge to Mu Qian arise that made all of them came inquisitively. They wanted to see with their own eyes whether the lord who was once a waste, vulgar, and nymphomaniac had changed for the better. Look, Yu Ziyi has come. At the same time, a blue figure appeared in the contest stage. Yu Ziyi has a slender body, and because all the time he practices martial arts, his skin is wheat-colored. Eyebrows that is sharp like a knife, a high-nose bridge, well-toned muscles, and profound look really is a feast for the eyes. He stood there with the attitude of an Iron Man. Many women who came to watch the game were attracted by his temperament. How come he's here already while Mu Qian isn't? Don't tell me after making a big ruckus, she won't appear and just played with us. In a private box, Ouyang Wei impatiently shouted. Me, ouch, ouch. Can't you be more gentle? Mu Wushuang, after all that have happened, you only complain now? Me, I didn't think that Wudi would really bite my hand. Mu Qian and I were both girls, so what is their problem with me holding her hands? I can't translate if my hands were like this. Mu Wushuang, since that is the case, you also have fault. If you didn't provoke them too much, you wouldn't end up with an injured hand. Here, I'm done bandaging your wounds. Me, sheesh, if I know that they're overprotective like that. I wouldn't even dare, you know. Mu Wushuang, I know, just be more careful next time. Me, oh right. Let me ask my question now. Mu Wushuang, you still have the energy to continue? Me, why not? Isn't it fine if you're already here? It saves me time to look for you after all. Mu Wushuang, I'll answer you next time. You need rest. Me, but. Mu Wushuang, no buts. I'll go now, get plenty of rest. Me, Wua. Mu Wushuang, Mu Qian, she believes he will be a member of her family. Ouyang Wei came here today, just to see the waste, Mu Qian personally, and to confirm if her temperament has changed greatly like the rumors said. But did not expect to wait so long. The other person has not yet appeared. In a while, a purple figure finally appeared in the eyes of everyone. Gulps. Seeing the woman's face, the crowd took a breath of air. Her beauty can't be described. Even without rouge she looks better than the countless women in the world. Is it really Mu Qian? Everyone thought, who is the evil person who put such thick rouge to the Lord's face before? Yu Ziyi was also stunned. He was born as the eldest son of Yu family. He has also seen countless beautiful women before, but compared to the woman in front of him, it is not worth mentioning. She has delicate facial features and the skin is as beautiful as the white snow of the mountains, sparkling and translucent. Pair of eyes shine like a star in the dark night, let people see will involuntarily immersed in. The beautiful curvature of her lips is like the most gorgeous cherry-colored petals they've seen. The ebony black hair hangs gracefully behind her, like fine brocade, shiny and soft. He had seen Mu Qian before, but because he didn't want to poison his eyes, he did not look at her again. But now she can't let him close his eyes. He can't believe that a person can change this big. Yu Ziyi only felt that the frequency of his heartbeat is a bit strange. Yueza froze. The crowd was stunned. The Lord is too beautiful. I heard that seventh prince already resigned from their marriage, but he clearly didn't see the real picture why the emperor decided to decree their marriage. If this happened to me, I won't definitely let her go. Where can you find a woman who's stunning and rich like her? I agree. Even if she had a dark past, if I recognized her beauty before, I'll quickly ask for her hand in marriage. All the young men present were barking, and many of the women who looked down on Mu Qian before all have eyes filled with envy and jealousy. How could Mu Qian become so beautiful? Ouyang Wei's fingers were clenched to her flesh, and even the blood flowed out unconsciously. She fiercely said, Mu Qian Damn, why are you still not dead? This time, the clear voice of Mu Qian woke him up. Yu Ziyi, what is the reason for your challenge letter to me? Faced with the cold and indifferent eyes of Mu Qian, Yueza is somewhat at a loss. Little Shu lost in the second round to you easily and went home to be beaten by the old man, so he stammered and could not finish his sentence completely. Mu Qian saw his funny reaction and defined. In Jinwu Tang, if the other party win he can make a request to the loser. She stared at him and said, what are you going to ask me to do? I just want to. I want you to apologize to Little Shu. Yu Ziyi isn't a person who stutters at all, but only this time, he seems to be a bit sloppy and his mouth was a little short. Every youth has a perfect fairy or goddess in their heart, and the image of Mu Qian today is in accordance to the goddess in Yuzi's mind. The appearance is superb, the temperament is noble, and the style is perfect. However, this is just how she looks on the outside. Later, when Yu Ziyi finally see the true face of Mu Qian, he will know how naive he was. Mu Qian wasn't a fairy nor a goddess, but definitely a ghost. Mu Qian's mouth twitched slightly. She looked at the little brother's direction and asked, Yu Shu, guess if I win, what would I ask? How can I know? Mu Qian casually asked. Yu Shu, if I win, how about you give me a younger brother for a year? What? Be your younger brother? Yu Ziyi was stunned. This seems indeed unfair to you, so I'll change the conditions on your side. If I lose, I will apologize to you Shu and provide you with immortality elixirs for your cultivation. I will provide it for free. Of course, and if you lost, and be my little brother, this treatment is still there, so what do you think? Mu Qian proudly said. In the past, most of the funds of Mu Jiao fell to cultivate some white-eyed wolves, and she felt that they were losing money without purpose. It is better to train Yu Ziyi. The foundation of Yu Ziyi is very solid and has a good talent. What's more important is that she can make a bond with the Yu clan. If there are many enemies around you, once they have joined hands to deal with the Mu Jiao, she's afraid that even if there's money, her family would fall by some lord from the Purple Moon Kingdom and it will be the end of them. Once she succeed on adding the Yu clan as their protective umbrella, then the forces who wanted them dead can't easily get what they want. Regardless of winning or losing, he has taken up a lot of benefits. Yu Ziyi once again froze. Their family's money can only support the normal operation of the entire family and is already reaching their limit. There is no extra money to buy elixirs and the like. His own path of cultivation is much slower than his peers' geniuses. But once there is enough spiritual support from immortality elixirs, it will be different. And for the Mu Jiao's lord to give this kind of condition, he felt admiration. He believed no other clan would do that. Having a lot more money doesn't affect much because for the cultivation of a genius, the talent is the most necessary thing. OD, Yu Ziyi, that kid sure is lucky. He actually hit a jackpot there. Some young men with the same age of Yu Ziyi were stunned when they heard Mu Qian's condition. I see the Lord is watching Yu Ziyi. She wanted to recruit Yu Ziyi into the Mu Jiao. How can this good thing not fall on my head? Also, in addition, Yu Zi's a dent. Tai is not worse than the 7th prince and his talent is certainly higher than the 7th prince. Yu Ziyi, do you promise? Mu Qian asked. This is simply a pie that falls from the sky, and he believed he can't lose, Yu Ziyi added. This is very unfair to you. Don't let the public affect you, just answer me if you can't promise it. Okay, I promised. After he promised, Yu Ziyi saw Mu Qian's eyes flashing a glimmer of color. Suddenly there is a feeling of falling into the deep pit. Mu Qian, she smiled. Since you promised already, let's fight. There is no need to set a contract, because in front of so many people the person who will back out on his words wouldn't only lose his face but also the face of their own clan. There is uproar inside Jin Wutang. In the side a referee stood up and announced. The battle begins. An arrow was sent out indicating that the battle has begun. He will be careful not to hurt her. Watch out. The blue figure of Yu Ziyi moved and his figure was wrapped in spiritual power that rushed to Mu Qian. The 6th-stage spirit warrior? Yu Ziyi isn't 18 yet but he's so strong. I'm afraid Mu Jiao's lord will lose. Against a 6th-stage spirit warrior, how can she win? Everyone argued. In any case, they did not believe that Mu Qian will be more powerful than Yu Ziyi. In the face of the attack of Yu Ziyi, Mu Qian did not escape, and at the same time broke out the power of the 6th-stage spirit warrior and blocked his attack with her arms. All the people rubbed their eyes and a person pinched himself and said, "Ouch. It hurts, so I didn't see it wrong." The 6th-stage spirit warrior, the strength of Mu Qian, she is comparable to that of Yu Ziyi. There is no mistake. It must be an illusion. I must be having a hallucination right now. Crack. A gorgeous box table was crushed, and a violent wrath came out. That bitch. Mu Qian can actually cultivate, and her strength is in the 6th-stage spirit warrior. Me, okay, since I'm good now, we can start our next batch of guest. Please welcome Ju Yi and housekeeper Bai. Bai, good to be here. Ju Yi, millimeter me, cough cough cough. Better not tell him what happened before or I'll be dead. Bai, what did you say, miss? Me, no, nothing. Okay, let's start. Say, what is your New Year's resolution this year? Bai, oh, since you ask, I won't hold myself up. In fact this year, I plan to help my little master in every possible way. But of course, the most important task will be on helping him on our future princess consort Mu Qian. From helping choosing on his clothes and even the gifts must be a high-class SS items. This will show his sincerity and can achieve the best possible outcome. He must clear the other men too, Those dogs surrounding our future mistress will only stain her worldly beauty. Such profanity cannot be made. She is the most suitable person to be with Master Ju Yi. I'm sure nobody could rival her, and she is the one that God had given to Master Ju Yi. Blah blah blah. Me, okay, so how about you, Ju Yi? Ju Yi, she's too weak. The black-bellied lord, an astonished look was seen on Yuzi's face. He said, "It seems I underestimated you. Yuzi now is very clear. At this time his opponent is definitely not the same as the rumors said. The lord who was supposed to be a waste was a peerless genius with a higher talent than him. If he does not go all out, he will lose this game. Be careful." With a fierce and steady momentum, a silver pike was thrown, advancing towards Mu Qian's direction. The lightning flash. Yu Shu, who was watching the battle, exclaimed, "This Mu Qian, she is strong enough to even force Big Brother to use it. I can't believe she just got back at the academy again." Mu Qian dodged sideways and a thick blue water dragon broke out, attacking Yuzi. Boom. They clashed once again. Yuzi and Mu Qian, she are evenly matched. One purple and one blue figure staggered on the stage, making the people who are watching dumbfounded. Great. It's so wonderful. I have seen a lot of genius duels, but this time is definitely the most exciting one I have seen. Mu Jio's lord is now my idol. Who created the baseless rumors about her? If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't miss a lot of opportunities to learn about my idol in the past 3 years. The two played around a dozen of times and their clothes and hair became a bit messy. Mu Qian said, "Yuzi, I'll give my best shot." Yuzi answered, "You are very strong, no matter what the outcome will be, I will definitely keep my promise." He felt that even if he had 10 of himself, he will still lose. Both of them drained all their spiritual power and broke out their strongest blow. Boom. A loud noise echoed through the arena, shaking the whole place up. Then everyone saw that the figure of Yuzi has flown out of the stage and the small purple figure still stands proudly on the stage, without taking a step back. Suddenly someone shouted, "Win, Mu Qian won. She won against the talent of the 7th genius, Yuzi." Wow. In the beginning they thought that even if the strength of Mu Qian had reached the 6th stage spirit warrior like with Yuzi, she still won't stand a chance. Yu Shu also looked surprised and felt like he's still dreaming. Big Brother actually lost to Mu Qian she? Mu Qian is very strong. And I also lost to her. Wait. Am I being played? Damn. I must go to the old man to settle account. Yu Shu does not care about what happened to his big brother at this time. He clearly felt that he suffered injustice from his father by losing to Mu Qian she in the past second exam. Mu Qian went in front of Yuzi and said, "You lost. I admit that I lost and you clearly have not exhausted all your strength even in the end." Yuzi truly felt helpless that words can't get out of his mouth. This person in front of him truly is terrible. Then he looked straight at the beautiful girl in front of him and said, "Mu Jio's lord, give me some time. I will go home immediately and move into Mu Jio after this." Mu Qian's brows knitted slightly. It seems that Yuzi misunderstood her. She hastily stopped Yuzi, who's walking away. "Yuzi, stop. You're mistaken. First, I just want you to be my little brother, not a slave. You are still the young master of your family after all. It is good if you just stay at your home. I will let you know if there is something I need. You don't need to come with me into the Mu Jio. We both live here in the Purple Moon, so there's no need for you to move out. Second, don't call me Lord. Since you're my little brother now, then call me leader or chief." Calling such a beautiful woman as leader or chief really was a hurdle for him. It is better to call her Lord in the end. Tien, Mu Qian's leader chief has the same meaning with a leader of a gang and the like, hence the reason for his reluctance. Yuzi's face froze, but she was not going to let him go. Mu Qian stopped smiling and said, "Give a little sincerity. Hurry up and call me leader." Yuzi was tangled, hesitated for a while and finally yelled, "Leader." Their family members has always stayed true to their promise and will never go back on their words. Mu Qian took out a bottle of medicine pellets and gave it to Yuzi. "You got hurt. Here, take some medicine to restore it." When Uze opened the medicine bottle and directly caught its scent, he was shocked silly. This is a second-grade medicine pellet. Second grade. Putting them on the first auction house, he believed that his family wouldn't afford even the bottle holding it. I can't use it. It's too expensive. Mu Qian smiled and said, as long as you sincerely follow leader, you don't have to worry about having a second-grade medicine pellet. Didn't you know what the Mu Jia doesn't lack the most? Uze almost forgot that the most important thing for Mu Jia is money. The Mu Jia's lord is completely different from the rumors, but one thing that hadn't changed is that she's a wastrel. Other people are also staring at the medicinal herbs in the hands of Uze, rubbing their eyes. Second-grade medicine pellet. Ueza was only slightly injured, but this local tyrant took it out easily for him. Mu Qian's cultivation is high and her ability in combat is definitely top-notched. They really wanted to hold on Mu Qian's thigh, the crowd wished in their hearts. Lord Mu, do you still lack a little brother? Won't you take one more? Mu Qian waved her hand to Uze and said, leader is going home, someone will be looking for you later. Remember not to be absent from work. The purple figure swayed and Mu Qian left Jinwutang. No good, owner, it's not good. After the battle, Jinwutang's personnel were in a hurry to find the owner of the place. What's wrong? Asked the owner. Mu Jia's lord bet for her own victory, she bet 1,000,000 gold taels. We lost badly this time. Jinwutang's owner suddenly stood up. Mu Qian actually pressed so much? How much are the odds? 7-1. Third. The owner directly fainted. The Mu Jia's lord is too black. This loss would bankrupt Jinwutang. Mu Jia's lord spent a lot of money, exactly 10,000 gold taels was paid to set the Jinwutang's best arena. Coupled with the money that the officials who wanted to watch also have made their bets, he could have made a big profit today. However, he did not expect that those 1,000 people who bet on Uze wouldn't win, and the worst of all, Mu Qian, who bet 1,000,000 for herself, had won. Jinwutang needs to give her 7 times the money she bet, truly a nightmare. He wondered before how could the Mu clan accumulate so much wealth in such a short period. Now he was sure of it. All members of her family are black-hearted. Won a contest, received a little brother, earned a lot of gold, and injuries aren't that much. The harvest this time is not bad. These days, the entire Purple Moon Kingdom citizens are afraid to treat Mu Qian as a waste like before. If this kind of stunning beauty with a high cultivation and talent is considered as a waste, how can other people compare? Ouyang Wei was so angry that her face was blue. I won't let her off. If she continued to cultivate, her strength will surpass me in half a year. I definitely won't allow that to happen. Ouyang Wei swore. In the past few days, Mu Qian felt very good. She continued to refine medicines and cultivate to become stronger. Her only regret is that there is little news about her little uncle's antidote for his eyes. Lord, the day after tomorrow is the Purple Moon Festival. The Emperor set up a dinner in the palace. The invitation has been sent over. Lord, do you want to go? The Emperor's invitation is the same as an imperial edict. If a clan disobeys, the crime of defying the Emperor will befall them, resulting to the execution of all the members of the clan. However, the situation of Mu Jia is really special. As long as Mu Qian says she doesn't want to go, no matter what, the royal family won't find trouble to her due to Mu Wushuang. Mu Qian ordered. I'll go. It's a feast set up by the Emperor himself. How could this lord turn down such invitation? Mu Qian throws a pokeball. Pokeball caught Uze shake. 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 Congratulations, Uze was caught. Arrogantly comes into the palace. The last time she saw Shenyuan Li Tian was the day she broke her engagement with him. It seems that half a month said already, but he didn't made a move to get back at her, or maybe he was pretending to be dead. The royal family can have selective amnesia, but she won't. She still has debts to settle and she's going to the palace for that reason only. Mu Jia's lord accepted the invitation to the Purple Moon Festival at the palace that very night. Surprisingly, all the elders decided not to go. It's not easy for them to go to the palace due to the terrible things that have happened to Shenyuan Li Tian before. Although the royal family has been silent for these past half a month, it doesn't mean that they were absolved from the charges either. This time, the Lord decided to enter the palace, and if there are some people who wanted to mess with her in there, there's no need for them to meddle with the things she had done wrong in the first place. So they decided to stay instead. Shortly after Mu Qian's decision has been made, there were sounds of wheels approaching her door. Mu Qian stopped her cultivation and walked out. She saw a white-robed man who looks like a deity. "Little uncle, why are you here?" After half a month of nursing him back to health, his pale face before have been replaced by a healthy complexion, making him more attractive. But this little improvement isn't enough. Little uncle's eyes and legs should be cured as soon as possible. "I heard that my niece is going to the Purple Moon Festival inside the palace. This uncle decided to accompany you." Mu Wushuang's voice is really pleasant to the ears. People listening instantly felt a spring breeze, and his caring eyes can melt the hearts of people instantly. Mu Qian knitted her eyebrows and flatly refused. "Little uncle, you are still a patient. You just need to recuperate here inside our home. Don't worry about other things, since I've decided to enter the palace. I won't easily let anyone bully me." Mu Wushuang let out a warm smile. "It seems to me that you're the elder one instead. Little uncle, it is a bit cold outside, so I will send you back to Wu Yu courtyard. I made a new medicine, so remember to drink it." She felt warm every time when she received her little uncle's worry. Since he came personally to her courtyard, he must be feeling a lot better now. The peerless strongest man on the Purple Moon Kingdom is like an obedient child in front of Mu Qian. He will agree on everything she says. Mu Qian wore a dark long purple dress, and a jade belt is bundled on her slim waist, which outlines her curves perfectly. The elders didn't want to go, so in the end it was only her who is coming to the palace in the end. "Halt! Present yourselves." At the entrance of the palace, a palace guard stopped Mu Qian's carriage. Mu Qian opened the curtain and arrogantly said, "Don't you know what the Mu Jia's lord's carriage look like? Dare to stop this lord from entering? Are you all tired of living?" The guard said with a forced smile. "We aren't stupid, we know what the Mu Jia's lord carriage look like. In fact, we have seen it so many times that the lord's image can't be erased from our memory. She's definitely not you. Seize her. This woman clearly is faking her ident. I tie to enter the palace." She decided not to explain herself anymore. This glittering Mu Jia's carriage can be recognized immediately in the whole Purple Moon Kingdom. One thing is for sure, some people want to embarrass her before she can enter the palace. Otherwise, even if her appearance changed greatly, if these guards are really the original palace guards, they won't be so haughty like this. In Mu Qian's mouth a sneer was visible. "Let's see who is afraid of whom. Shadows. Get these imbeciles for this lord, I will slap each and every one of them." Suddenly, a few black figures appeared like a ghost in the presence of Mu Qian. Trained by this devil incarnate for 10 days, they've used precious elixirs like consuming water, and valuable medicine pellets were eaten every day. They can't wait to show their talents that have greatly increased. The palace guards were all vulnerable when faced with the shadows. One by one, like a sandbag, these guards were thrown out by the shadows. Strong, too strong. They have long known that a powerful alchemist was left behind to Mu Wushuang, but they didn't expect that these people would become so strong in a short period of time. A high-ranking alchemist, a powerful martial king, and a tough escort team, who can still stop this family? Cough. With every light hit from the shadow, these palace guards would always vomit blood. The chief of the guards was enraged. "Mu Jia's lord, you dare commit murder in front of the palace. This is treason." Mu Qian looked at him with a smile that isn't a smile. "Now you recognize this lord. But too late, shadows. Continue to fight." At this moment, many officials and noble families have already arrived in front of the palace and watched the commotion that is happening in front. Mu Qian's carriage is too dazzling and eye-catching, which immediately recognized by the onlookers. "Isn't that Lord Mu's carriage? Why are her guards playing with the palace guards? Oh my god. You're right. There's my idol." Purple Moon Kingdom was founded a few hundred years ago. This is the first time that someone dared to fight with the palace guards in the palace's entrance. In the same time, another carriage came over and a low-pitched voice came out. "What happened here? It's Shenyuan Li Tian. Everyone made way for the prince of the first rank. They stopped talking in fear of angering the Son of Heaven. Mu Jiao. Shenyuan Li Tian squeezed these 2 words from his mouth. He was fuming, thus reprimanding her. Mu Qianxi, this is the palace, not your home. This isn't the place where you can wildly attack people. Another arrogant voice came inside the beautiful carriage. Your Highness, this lord certainly knows that this is the palace. Can't you see my guards being gentle? Otherwise they have been splashed with blood for a long time already. The half-dead palace guards were stunned hearing her words. As they continued to vomit blood, they thought, this is gentle. The crowd was also dumbfounded. They heard that Mu Qianxi has dissolved their engagement, but they assumed that it was her way to attract the attention of the prince. After all, she was obsessed with the 7th prince for the past 3 years. However, they did not think that today, Mu Qian dared to speak arrogantly to a member of the royal family. It seems that she really changed completely. All of you, stand up. Shenyuan Li Tian voice reverberated. He is cautious due to his father emperor's warning about the people who is girding Mu Qian. But he can't help it. She is in front of the palace but still dares to be arrogant. Sitting next to Shenyuan Li Tian is a woman wearing a light green dress. Her eyebrows are down and a sorrowful look was seen, making her appearance soft, weak, gentle and kind. She whispered, Your Royal Highness, she has always been so arrogant, you should not be angry. She didn't do it on purpose. But Shenyuan Li Tian is truly mad. His figure flew out of the carriage, condensed all his qi and slammed Mu Qian's carriage. Mu Qian said, Ma Bo, run away quickly, the bitch Li Tian is back. And another white lotus. K them up MQX. Try to pay with his life, although Ma Bo is the Lord's carriage driver, but his strength isn't low. He safely dodged from Shenyuan Li Tian's attack. In the same time, a woman in purple long dress flew out of the carriage and elegantly landed on the ground. Her satin-like long hair is swaying with the wind, like a goddess that fell from the sky. Seeing the woman in front of his eyes, Shenyuan Li Tian was completely stunned. Her slender figure is wrapped in an exquisite purple dress and her skin is as white as jade. Noble and domineering, elegant as the wind, and the style is perfect, beauty that cannot be interpreted with merely words alone. Shenyuan Li Tian's fists are clenched. Damn in it. Only half a month has said, but Mu Qian has completely changed. It almost made him not wanting to move his eyes from staring at her. Mu Ruyan slowly walked down from the other carriage. She involuntarily felt inferior when she saw the woman, who was more dazzling than her elder sister Mu Ruyun. Mu Qian spoke first. I am planning to change my carriage but didn't expect that His Highness Shenyuan Li Tian to break it instead. Since it already happened, pay me 1 million gold taels for the carriage that your highness has broken. The people watching cannot believe what they've all heard. First, Mu Qian made her shadows brawled with the palace guards stationed at the entrance of the palace. Then she disregarded the face of a member of the royal family. Arrogantly displayed her authority that incurred the 7th prince's wrath, that resulted to wrecking her carriage in the end. But didn't expect that she still has the guts to extort from His Royal Highness. Even though Mu Qian's carriage looks golden and gorgeous, but the amount shouldn't be so high like that. This is definitely a blatant blackmail. Shenyuan Li Tian violently jumped down and yelled, Mu Qianxi, you are looking for death. Your Highness, today there are so many people watching, do you mean you're not going to pay your debts? The money your Highness owes to this lord is not little. Say, won't this ruin your reputation? Mu Qian's eyes flashed a cold light. Don't be presumptuous. You want to blackmail this prince. See if you have the ability. Shenyuan Li Tian rushed to Mu Qian's direction, condensing his qi once more. The last time he was defeated by Mu Qian, he immediately started to cultivate seriously and was now at the 6th stage spirit warrior. Though he heard that Mu Qian defeated Yu Ziyi, who is also at the 6th stage spirit warrior, he believed that Yu Ziyi did not do his best due to Mu Qian's acting. Today, he must defeat Mu Qian and let her surrender to him. However, Shenyuan Li Tian hasn't reached Mu Qian yet, was suddenly blocked by a blue figure that made him almost fell to the ground. Cough. Cough, he felt that he had swallowed something and blood spilled immediately from the corner of his mouth. Mu Qian smiled and said, Yuzi, you've come at the right time. Yuzi's mouth is twitching, because the juniors in his family isn't ready, they arrived later than usual. But he didn't expect that his leader would make a big ruckus in front of the palace gates. Shenyuan Li Tian roared, Yuzi, you dare shoot this prince? But Yuzi blandly answered, Your Highness, please forgive me, but I only did that to protect leader. This crime is only mine to bear. Shenyuan Li Tian was truly mad from the scene he sees in front of him. The woman's temperament is elegant while the man is tall and handsome. They look at each other eye to eye as if he didn't exist. He cursed in his heart, really a pair of dog and shit. Mu Qian Shi, you are really good her. After breaking our engagement, you immediately latched to Yuzi as a replacement for me. Say, did both of you already had an affair? He stared at them like a mad dog barking nonsense. Yuzi was shocked silly by the seventh prince's remarks. The first time he met Mu Qian was on Jinwutang. Since he lost, he has responsibility as the little brother to protect the leader. Nevertheless, he did not think that the imagination of the seventh prince is rich, claiming that he and Mu Qian already have a relationship even before. Mu Qian was amused at Shenyuan Li Tian's words and laughed. Your Highness, don't think that everyone is the same as you. Remember, we are discussing about your debt. Can His Highness not use such powerful gossip to change the topic and just pay the bill? He and Mu Ruyun are the true pair of dog and shit. He dares splash dirty water to her. Is he really tired of living? When Shenyuan Li Tian was about to rebuke again, the sounds of hooves attracted their senses. 300 guards from the palace appeared. The general leading the troop is one of Ouyang Wei's relative, Ouyang Shalong. In his eyes, the intent to kill Mu Qian is evident. His youngest son becomes disabled because of her. With that in mind, he is resolute to make her pay on what she'd done today. Ouyang Shalong went in front of Shenyuan Li Tian and bowed. Greetings, Your Highness. A cold light flashed through Shenyuan Li Tian's eyes. The Mu Jia's shadows is indeed strong, but she only brought less than 10 people. He has 300 elites in front of him. So he intended to use these people to get back at her. Shenyuan Li Tian ordered. Ouyang Shalong, that woman and Yuzi has colluded on a rebellion and harmed me. Seize them immediately. Yes. Soldiers. Take them. Ouyang Shalong's mighty voice came out. Yuzi whispered to Mu Qian. Leader, you played too much today. I will try my best to stop them, so hurry up and leave. Mu Qian shrugged her shoulders and said. Too much. But he's just a small fry. The guards who are ordered to capture the two people already started walking towards them, but Mu Qian's body flashed and directly flew to Shenyuan Li Tian's direction. Ouyang Shalong was terrified and shouted. Protect the Royal Highness. Ah. But Mu Qian's speed is too fast and his people can't stop her from advancing. Shenyuan Li Tian did not have the time to react and was caught by Mu Qian's arm instead. A sharp and cold needle was already pointed at Shenyuan Li Tian's aorta. All of you stop. Otherwise, this lord's hand will slip and accidentally send His Highness to play an HEL. Mu Qian shouted with a touch of evil laughter. The heart of Yuzi almost stopped beating. Being her little brother, he need to have a strong heart, else he will be scared to death by her bold behaviors one day. The matter at the front gate before became a trivial matter now, but what she's doing at this very moment is much more serious and is considered as a grave crime. Mu Qian, she is insane. The onlookers almost popped their eyes out. OGOD. She even threatened to take the life of His Royal Highness. What other things in the world she dares not to do? She's a madwoman. The guards brought by Ouyang Shalong encircled Mu Qian and Shenyuan Li Tian. Ouyang Shalong trembled and said, Mu Qian Shi, release His Royal Highness at once, if something bad happens to His Highness. The punishment of execution of the 9 generations will befall on your clan. Mu Ruyun's face is white, she yelled. Lord, you're crazy. Hurry up and release the prince. Even if you're playing, your jokes have gone too far. The future of the whole Mu Jia is at stake here. Mu Qian smiled. Your Royal Highness, we can solve this gently, you know. I just wanted you to pay your debts, since you broke my carriage. Everyone's eyes twitched. What is wrong with her? Mu Qian, she only remembers the money he owed. What a riot. But the cold needle pointing at Shenyuan Li Tian is not joking. It is filled with killing intent. Shenyuan Li Tian gulped and decided to be brave. He said, "Hey, let me go and apologize to this prince after. Don't you think you have gone too far? How could you not understand these people?" In his surprise, Mu Qian didn't let him go but actually moved her hand instead. The fine needle pierced through his neck, blood flowed down. Li Tian is really an idiot. Size he's a hostage for God's sake. Not the other way around, so how come he's still arrogant? Is he dumb? Is his head full of air? WTH. The good benefits of being a little brother. Shenyuan Li Tian's face is green and he felt his heart gone cold. Mu Qianxi, I have a little pity for you, but why are you so ruthless to me? Do you really have no feelings left for me? Your Royal Highness, I only want to talk about money, and even if this lord reincarnated for 100 times, I will not do such a thing. Shenyuan Li Tian severely coughed out blood more than before. He felt so annoyed upon hearing her answer. I'll compensate for your carriage. 1 million gold taels, I promise to pay it to you directly, I won't turn back on my word. He felt that the shadow of death is only an inch away, and if he didn't agree with Mu Qian, he will surely die today. I only have 100,000 gold taels on me. Get it out. Mu Qian ordered. Shenyuan Li Tian hastily took out the money inside his spatial ring. He took out exactly 100,000 gold taels and Mu Qian waved. Yuzi, collect the money. Yuzi couldn't help but sigh upon getting the 100,000 gold taels. The Mu Jiao certainly are the first local tyrant. Her speed of making money is really high. He admits that even if his whole family would work for many years, they won't reach making 100,000 gold taels. Mu Qian glanced at Mu Ruyan and said, Your Royal Highness, 100,000 gold taels is really little, don't you think so? I bet your concubine here can let you borrow some of her money. Mu Ruyun, in the past 3 years' money aren't less than the Lord. Mu Qian thought that Mu Ruyun's money is much more than Shenyuan Li Tian based on her reactions. Yuna. Shenyuan Li Tian looked at Mu Ruyun, clearly asking for help. Mu Ruyun hated Mu Qian more because of this. How can she be so vicious and unwilling to let her go? Yuna, if you really love me, take out all of your money in your spatial ring. Do you want me to die by this madwoman's hand? Mu Ruyun was afraid to answer for a while. Nowadays, the only one she can rely on is Shenyuan Li Tian. She's frightened that no man aside from him can accept her in the whole Purple Moon Kingdom due to incidents in the past. If Shenyuan Li Tian is really killed by the madwoman she envies, then she will be more helpless against her in the future. Mu Ruyun decided to help him. She took out all her savings and a total of 200,000 taels are out. Even Shenyuan Li Tian couldn't believe that she has more money than him. However, this gentle and caring woman didn't even bother to tell him beforehand. Shenyuan Li Tian was angry. This feeling of being cheated on made him very upset. More than 200,000 gold taels. Isn't she too rich? Don't you know? Mu Ruyun used to be a follower of Mu Qianxi, and from what I've heard, Mu Qian has always been generous. Every month she gives them 10,000 or more, so it was definitely accumulated from that. Who knows, maybe she's still got a lot of money she's hiding. When Mu Ruyun was still in the Mu Jiao, her welfare is also very good. But this vile woman actually went out as far to seduce the 7th prince. The reason for the prince to cancel his engagement to Mu Qian was also due to her, now that she hooked up with him. It only shows how much of a white-eyed wolf she is. So many gold taels blinded the eyes of the commoners, and Mu Ruyun's hatred doubled. Naturally, she has all heard the news that is about her, and she cannot wait to find a hole to drill into right now. Yuzi was also stunned. Leader once said that she has no problems on giving a second-grade medicine pellet in Jinwuotang before. Perhaps it really is true, being the little brother of this local tyrant would bring a lot of benefit. Brother Li Tian. Mu Ruyun cast a pitiful look towards the 7th prince. It seems she wanted him to pacify the words of the people talking bad about her. However, Shenyuan Li Tian coldly glanced at her. He felt that this hypocritical woman is disgusting. Mu Qian took out a piece of paper and brushed a few words in a big stroke. Shenyuan Li Tian still has a total of 700,000 gold taels remaining in his debt, if not paid within 1 month, then plus 100,000 per day. Seeing the words she inscribed in the paper, Shenyuan almost spit out blood once again. Sign it, Mu Qian said. Shenyuan Li Tian bites his lip. Even if he is not reconciled, he must sign it. Mu Qian put away the debt letter, and finally her new carriage has funds. Although Mu Jiao is not short on money, it is still a pleasant feeling if someone takes the initiative to bring her a lot of money. Mu Qian Shi, let go of His Royal Highness now. Oh, I can't, since I'm sure that these palace guards around me will suddenly make their move. Aren't I right? Don't worry, I'll release His Highness once we reached inside the imperial palace. Mu Qian swore, and then she proceeds inside the palace with Shenyuan Li Tian leading her. Another group of palace guards follows her behind. The life of the 7th prince is at stake, so Ouyang Shalong can't do anything to Mu Qian at this moment. The gate where the dinner is being held was opened. At this time the invited officials and nobles have already arrived. Even the Emperor of the Purple Moon Kingdom is sitting high on his throne. Even if he is already at the half of his lifetime, you can still see from his facial features that he's still young and active. The golden robe he wears made his look extremely majestic. The officials and their families are dazed. Where are the princes? I haven't seen any of them. One prince who is always absent is quite normal, but it seems that except for the youths from the Ouyang's family, the other teenagers are not here yet. Something is wrong. For a while, the sounds of footsteps were heard and the juniors of each family went beside their parents to sit at the fastest speed. What happened earlier is too frightening that their little heart can't stand it. They need their father to comfort and appease them. Their facial expressions are a little weird. What happened in the end? At this time, 3 distinct figures appeared in front of their eyes. Mu Qian, she is walking beside the 7th prince. This is not surprising. After all, the former Mu Qian, she was always sticking to Shenyuan Li Tian no matter where he goes. However, the situation right now is now the same. For the reason that Mu Qian has a dangerous sharp thing that is pointed at the prince's neck, and by her side is Yu Ziyi, who stood confidently. Outside are the 300 soldiers. Because their status isn't high enough, they are ordered to stay outside the palace. When the emperor saw Mu Qian Shi, in his eyes flash a complex emotion. He then smiled and said, "Tian'er, 11er, what are you two doing?" Mu Qian's hand moved gently and the big needle pointed at Shenyuan Li Tian was taken away. She then hides it again back in her sleeves. Then she said innocently, "Your Majesty, I am playing with His Highness Li Tian." Cough, 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 but many people present at the scene were stunned by the words of Mu Qian. They keep on coughing. They are speechless and at the same time cannot hide their admiration in their eyes. Shenyuan Li Tian's face is so green, he easily escaped from Mu Qian. He almost died in her hands, but she is here explaining that she's just playing. That made him truly mad from the bottom of his heart. Shenyuan Li Tian look like he's willing to let this go, but Mu Ruyun will never let this opportunity flash by. In order to get her revenge, she painstakingly said, "Lord, how can you deceive His Majesty? Obviously you. The Royal Highness, Shenyuan Juyi, is here." Mu Ruyun's complaints haven't been voiced out yet, but a sharp voice instantly cut her off. The heck is wrong with the Li Tian's head? Isn't he the one who wanted to Mu Qian to get over her infatuation with him? What's with the 180 degrees degree change? Trying to figure out a way to screw it up. In an instant, the temperature inside the entire palace suddenly dropped. The faces of the people in the audience became pale, and even Shenyuan Li Tian was no exception. Even the Emperor of the Purple Moon Kingdom, after hearing these 8 words, the color on his face has lost its color. He hastily ordered the eunuch beside him, "Hurry up and get ready for the Night Prince." Shenyuan Juyi's position is the closest to Shenyuan Li Ji and was even better than the Crown Prince. The legend says that in every millennium, a man full of political wisdom would appear. This prince who can conquer the land is also the #1 genius in the whole Purple Moon Kingdom, based in cultivation, and always had this unconcerned face. The entire hall was so quiet that the people can hear each other's breath. A black slender figure stepped into the hall. His arrival felt that it's the night where the demon gods have arrived, like a king strong and domineering. Even the emperor of the Purple Moon Kingdom, who is already at the martial spirit king, can't be compared to him. His arrival made everyone cautious, and Ju Yi sat elegantly in his seat, saying nothing. Mu Qian was too lazy to care about him, she said. Yu Ziyi, we also need to be seated. The dinner is starting soon. Yu Ziyi also returned normal. He then followed Mu Qian on her table. This is the first time he has seen the legendary Night Prince. Even if he does nothing, it gives people fear deep inside their soul. But his aura felt familiar, like he had experienced it before, but he doesn't remember when. Even if Yu Ziyi wanted to break his head, he won't ever consider the idea that the world's unfathomable Night Prince is close to his leader Mu Qian even for a bit. Mu Qian is cursing in her heart. Ju Yi, this guy is not here simply to attend the banquet. When he came out, all the people were frightened and the dinner turned gloomy all of a sudden. Lucky for her, she's not here to enjoy the dinner but to get back what the royal family owes her. Mu Ruyun's complaint was interrupted by the appearance of Ju Yi and was at loss for a moment. After a while, she finally came back to her senses, ready to continue to talk about the crime of Mu Qian but was reminded by Shenyuan Li Tian. Yuna, the auspicious time is approaching, we need to be seated, follow me. Mu Ruyun was filled with disappointments, his letting her go easily like that. But Your Highness, she whispered. Shenyuan Li Tian pinched Mu Ruyun's arm and grabbed her right away. He is squeezing her wrist like what he always has done to Mu Qian before. His heart was full of anger and hatred, moreover he was not willing to give up. But the evil star has appeared in today's feast. If he didn't want to bring his father emperor a big trouble, he must endure. Otherwise, it is even worse for him if his father would be dissatisfied with him. Tears fall from her eyes. The pain almost made Mu Ruyun to pull her hand away. She's also about to explode. If it weren't for the Night Prince's appearance, this would be Mu Qian's unlucky day. With Shenyuan Ju Yi added in the feast, the entire mood was very strange. Even though Shenyuan Ju Yi did not say a word and just continued sitting silently, no person can ignore his aura. It's a nerve-wracking battle. When the auspicious time has come, the Emperor of the Purple Moon Kingdom, Shenyuan Li declared, I announced that this year's Purple Moon's annual dinner officially start. Song and dance music, wine and food, one by one was sent out. The whole country was covered with snow, and among the other kingdoms, Purple Moon was considered as the poorest. But as the proverb goes, the body of a starved camel is still bigger than a living horse. Yu Ziyi, this pastry tastes good. The royal pastry chef here is quite skilled. Mu Qian she took another piece of sweet-scented osmanthus cake. Here. Have a taste. Mu Qian is satisfied on the food, so she eats with ease and decided to not focus on Ju Yi's arrival. In face of the calm and indifferent Mu Qian, Yu felt that his current strength is too low compared to the Mu Jia's lord. In order to calm himself down, he might as well try the food made from the palace. After all, the food here can't be compared to what he eats at home. However, when he is about to eat the pastry Mu Qian had given him, he suddenly felt a terrifying force that wanted to tear his soul and body. Yu Ziyi, who sits quietly, felt so frightened. Who wanted to harm me? His hand trembled and the piece of cake had fallen into the ground. At the same time, the killing intent disappeared. The murderous and malicious aura was only directed at him. He didn't know where did it came from. The Rashura, who is sitting at the second No blessed position, tried to eat what Mu Qian is enjoying at the moment. Not only the Night Prince, who suddenly decided to partake. IP8 on the feast appeared but also tried to eat what the palace have served, which made the people more stupefied. What happened today? In addition to the palace's royal musicians, singers, and dance performances, some of the minister's sons and daughters have also come to the stage to show talent in front of His Majesty, the Emperor. Burp. Mu Qian let out a satisfied sound from eating too much. Then her eyes fell on the princes and princess who are in the top 10 list of Purple Moon Kingdom's geniuses list. The first one is Shenyuan Ju Yi. This guy's strength is the highest and the most daunting. To fight with him is a terrible idea. Second one is the crown prince, Shenyuan Li Shong, who looks bright and talented. Third place is Shenyuan Qing Yun, a youth with splendid future prospects and the most low-key prince among the group. The fourth genius also came from the royal family, Shenyuan Li Tian. Fifth place is the 8th princess, Shenyuan Jia. The main candidates on her plan were the emperor and Shenyuan Li Tian. In fact, she also wanted to get her revenge on the 8th princess who is also here today. It will surely be fun, but first she must think on how to start. Just when Mu Qian was thinking about who to use as the fuse, a girl suddenly jumped into the platform. Shenyuan Li Ji showed a smile and asked, "Ouyang's little girl, why are you on the stage? Do also have something to show for Zhen?" Ouyang Wei, the eldest daughter of the Ouyang clan, the queen's relative and the 6th placer in the list of 10 geniuses, is undoubtedly a pride of the Purple Moon Kingdom. Ouyang smiled and said, "I am afraid I will let your majesty down. Today, Weiye has more important things she has to do." Ouyang Wei's eyes turned and fell on Mu Qianxi's body. She said in a loud voice, "I've heard that you defeated one of the 10 geniuses in the kingdom, Uze. So I want to take this chance to also have a battle with you. We are all at the same age, but due to the reason that you're a lord and had missed the opportunity to prove yourself. This will be the perfect chance to do so, and I'm afraid there would be no next time either." Shenyuan Li Ji nodded and said, "Zhen heard that you've improved a lot, won't you let Zhen see? This will also be a chance for you to acquire some combat skill with the help of Weiye." Everyone was stunned. They did not think that Ouyang's eldest daughter would challenge Mu Qian to a match today. In Mu Qian's eyes a glimmer of light flashed. She almost made an applaud for Ouyang Wei's move that is really in line with her mind. She just wanted to find a fuse, and was confused on which son of the emperor she would pick. But the heavens' favor is truly with her. In fact, Ouyang Wei is the best candidate. A cold light flashed through her eyes. Ouyang Wei was the mastermind on the former Mu Qianxi's death. In this fight, she will settle all the debts she owes her. Mu Qian lazily opened her mouth and replied, "Your Majesty, but I came here to play. I don't want to fight in this lovely scenery." The body of a starved camel is still bigger than a living horse. Nowadays there's a lot of talking about China's possible takeover as the largest economic power in the world, as the United States is struggling with a financial crisis. But you can use this proverb to argue that even the American economy is facing with difficulties, it will still be the largest in the foreseeable future. A camel, though dead, is still bigger than a horse where its skeletal frame is concerned. I'm so busy with work for this month, so expect some delays on the releases of chapters. T to the power of T. Mu Jia's lord is too embarrassed, said. Ouyang Wei promptly said, "Why? Is it because you're afraid to lose? If that's so, don't worry. I won't do my best. Just think of it as a friendly match instead." If Mu Qian was still like before, she would already be making her way to pull Ouyang Wei's hair due to her mocking words by now, but clearly that's not the case anymore. "This lord is too tired to play with you," Mu Qian said while looking at Ouyang Wei's despicable face. Ouyang Wei froze. She then turned to look at Shenyuan Li Ji to ask for his help. She must teach Mu Qian her lesson today. Mu Qian already beat Uze, which gave her a sense of crisis that if she let Mu Qian off, there will come a time that Mu Qian would usurp her next. It is necessary to put this possibility, else she wouldn't know what's coming after her. Even if she can't kill Mu Qian, she must ensure to make her a cripple just like her uncle. A murderous glint flashed on Ouyang Wei's eyes. Shenyuan Li Ji got Ouyang's Wei message and smiled. "11er, you and your father are too different. Why are you so lazy? Little girl, to inspire you, tell me what you want. As long as you win, Zhen will do anything you ask for." The right to have a request to the emperor, although not much, but everyone felt jealous towards Mu Qianxi's favor. But they also know that Mu Qianxi cannot win. Even if Mu Qian have now started to cultivate and can be considered as one of the Purple Moon Kingdom's geniuses, that doesn't mean that she has the chance to win against Ouyang Wei, who's already at the 7th stage spirit warrior. "Your Majesty, why so stingy? How about you make it 3 and I'll consider it?" The people who heard her almost vomited blood. Mu Qian even dared to make a bargain with His Majesty, treating his benevolence similar to a Chinese cabbage. Even the emperor, Shenyuan Li Ji, was speechless, but he still hung the amiable smile on his face. 2 at most, 11 cannot be too naughty. There was glimmer in Mu Qian's eyes. Good, 2 is really good. She stood up and chuckled. All right. Ouyang Wei's challenge, I'll accept. Should we start now? Shenyuan Li Ji looked at the bright and laid-back girl. He felt a sense of being calculated. How could she win with just a little bit of knowledge? Perhaps, I'm thinking too much. Mu Jiao, Mu Wushuang and Mu Qianxi, they really are out of line. By controlling the Purple Moon Kingdom's economic side and added with the fact that they also have the strongest man in the kingdom. These fools completely disregard the emperor in their eyes. Mu Qianxi crippled Ouyang Wei's cousin, Ouyang Xin, and humiliated her, OW, beloved prince, Shenyuan Li Tian. This is the day to teach her a lesson. Even if Mu Wushuang got angry, he can blame the Ouyang clan rather than their royal family. Ouyang's lord sighed heavily. Weiya is still too impulsive. This emperor is ruthless, whether it is a relative of his beloved queen or his humble officials. They are all his chess pieces to move at free will. Once Mu Qianxi had an accident, their Ouyang clan will be his majesty's scapegoat. They will bear Mu Wushuang's fury alone. The eldest son of the Ouyang's lord said, Father, why are so worried? We have so many soldiers. What can Mu Wushuang do to us by himself alone? Even if he reached the peak of 9th stage martial king, he still has blind eyes and crippled legs. There is nothing to fear. Since it has come to this already, Weiya should just finish Mu Qianxi completely. Ouyang Ju fiercely said. Leader, are sure it's no problem? Yu Zi asked while frowning. Ouyang Wei's strength is higher than him and her and is already at the 7th stage spirit warrior. The Ouyang clan's power is monstrous. Being the eldest daughter of the lord, she grew without fear and continued to abuse others. She's not easy to deal with. Mu Qian smiled. Rest assured. I've never done anything I can't grasp. Ouyang Wei shouted. Come on and let's fight, Mu Qianxi. Ouyang Wei is so eager to abuse Mu Qianxi to death. The last time, she failed on killing her. Perhaps Mu Qian's luck that day is truly great, but this time she wouldn't make the same mistake. The purple figure leaped and floated down the stage. Shenyuan Li Ji reminded them. Little girls, don't take it too far as to implicate others' lives. If Mu Qianxi dies in today's battle, the emperor is afraid that Mu Wushuang would do crazy things. Perhaps he would bury the whole Purple Moon Kingdom with her. Therefore, the life of Mu Qianxi must be kept. On the stage, 2 women stand forming a beautiful scenery. The woman in purple dress is full of splendor and unrestrained. While the woman in red dress is also quite a beauty, but her arrogance still remains. One is the youngest lord of the Purple Moon Kingdom, and one is the proud eldest daughter of the queen's paternal family. This battle made everyone excited. All this time, Ju Yi's eyes had never left Mu Qianxi. Mu Qianxi, I'm going first. Try to block me if you can. Ouyang Wei's eyes looked cold, and in a second after she said those words, her qi burst out. The aura of the 7th stage spirit warrior filled the area. Whoa! Ouyang Wei's speed of cultivation is high. She's one of the geniuses of our kingdom, of course she's powerful. Everyone sighed. Ouyang Wei's talent in cultivation is really surprising. Ouyang Wei's attack is about to fall on the body of the Mu Qian, but Mu Qian also reacted fast and unhurriedly made her shot. Boom! 2 forces clashed together, then the both of them stepped back. What's going on? Isn't Mu Qianxi only in 6th stage? How can she evenly fight with Ouyang Wei? Maybe Ouyang Wei is playing her. Didn't she said that she won't take this match seriously? That doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe Mu Qian is the one hiding her capabilities. The red woman at the stage heard all their conversations. Ouyang Wei's eyes became colder, she said. I sure did underestimated you. You defeated Yu Zi, so I'm sure you're no ordinary 6th stage spirit warrior. A long red sword appeared on Ouyang Wei's hand, like a lightning rushed past to Mu Qian's direction to cut her in half. In order to escape, Mu Qian swiftly moved her body sideways. Crack! Ouyang Wei's attack missed, making the gorgeous stage in the hall split in half. Ouyang Wei laughed. Let's see how long can you dodge. World cut. The fiery red sword, as if to cut the whole world in half, rushed again towards Mu Qian with tremendous power. Don't think only you have a great sword. In Mu Qian's fair hand a sword appeared. A 6th grade spiritual weapon. When the auction was held before, this weapon was included in the list. Clang. 2 weapons. HIT together and a fierce fire burst out. Ouyang made a cold hum. Her weapon has reached its peak. Every strike she release will now produce 3 cuts. When she was about to be proud on her successful attack, suddenly 10 slashes are coming towards her direction. How is this possible? In face of 10 sword slashes, she won't find a place to hide. Boom. After the 2 loud noises, Mu Qian came out unscathed from Ouyang Wei's attack. While Ouyang Wei's state is miserable, her delicate red dress at this time has 6 or 7 holes, revealing her snow-white skin to the public. Mu Qian Shi's 6th stage can't compare to Ouyang Wei's 7th stage? This is unbelievable. All the people's eyes are wide open. This fight will truly shame Ouyang bitch. Hope after this, she won't appear for a long time, /. Can we win against a contract beast? Shenyuan Li Tian's face is heavy. Mu Qian Shi's strength has gone beyond his, and he was also defeated by her once. Though he lost to Mu Qian, the main reason was he underestimated his enemy. He hates to admit it, but once Mu Qian's temperament changed, she became very difficult to deal with. Damn it all. Ouyang Wei must play her cards right. She can't let Mu Qian Shi win today. Even if her appearance looks miserable, Ouyang Wei is still full of arrogance and glared at Mu Qian. Mu Qian Shi, don't think you can beat me with just this. You're far below me, remember that. Ouyang Wei's strength suddenly advanced and soared to the 8th-stage spirit warrior. What's going on? Didn't think that Ouyang Wei has a hidden card left. She even has a pill to enhance her skill to a higher stage. 2-stage gap. Even if Mu Qian's a genius, she won't stand a chance against her. No doubt about that. Yu Ziyi sprang up from his seat. He nervously looks at Mu Qian Shi from afar. The 1-stage gap between their strength can be overcome with talent, but against Ouyang Wei, whose power is at the 8th-stage spirit warrior now, that is simply impossible. Mu Qian smiled and said, Ouyang Wei, you're too naive. Do you really think that you can defeat me by ascending to the 8th-stage spirit warrior? Me. Well, aren't you brave? Mu Qian Shi, your words will send you to HLL. Ouyang Wei's broadsword moved so quickly, forming a full moon. Then a gust of wind went towards Mu Qian, intending to sweep her away. In the face of such a sharp attack, Mu Qian did not bother to avoid it and merely stood there. Mu Qian gently lifted her hand in the air. Water shield. A light water-colored curtain instantly appeared, blocking the vicious blow. Rumble. The ground aside from where Mu Qian is standing had been blown to bits and now is filled with holes. Mu Qian remained unscathed. All the people watching can't believe what they saw. Their ALLs almost fell out. That's the power of a water element. OD. Does that mean that Mu Qian Shi is a master of the water element? She's the 2nd genius with an element that appeared in the Purple Moon Kingdom. At the same time, the Crown Prince's eyes fell on Mu Qian Shi's body. Shenyuan Li Shong is somehow interested with her. Because the first genius who appeared with an element is him. He has the wind element. She had the water element. Ouyang Wei's face turned green. This lowly woman who was once a trash compared to her has now crawled onto her head. Her ability had now surpassed her, and she simply can't bear any of it. She won't feel at ease unless she kills Mu Qian today. Ouyang Wei had forgotten the Emperor's warning. Her mind is full of intention to kill. Having an element can greatly affect the battle. She learned it in the Snow Country's books and most Tyrant knows its advantage. But Mu Qian Shi wanted to win with the 2 stages gap on their strength. Isn't that only wishful thinking? Countless sword cuts were unleashed. Because of Ouyang Wei's envy, the whole people watching are caught in a crazy battle. Mu Qian continued to use her water element to dodge Ouyang Wei's attacks. All of Ouyang Wei's efforts are fruitless. Mu Qian smirked. Is that all? I don't have time to waste with you. Water slash. A blue water dragon run fast towards Ouyang Wei. Roar. No. Ouyang Wei loudly screams. Her body flew into the air. Her miserable voice made all the people who heard it also feel the pain. Afterwards, Ouyang Wei landed severely between the gaps of the broken platform. Her face is as white as paper. Too strong. Is this the power of a person with an element? This kind of strength is incredible. Mu Qian looked at Ouyang Wei, who is lying on the ground. She watched her wretched state and smirked. Ouyang Wei, you lose. Ouyang Wei is having great difficulty to move. She grind her teeth and shouted. I did not lose. How can I lose? Mu Qianxi, don't celebrate too early. Red. Get out and tear her up. Ouyang Wei laughed manically. Her grim expression coupled with her blood-stained image is like a devil that climbed out of H'il growl. A fiery red tiger suddenly appeared in front of Ouyang Wei. The beast is at least 7 meters long. It occupied the broken platform's half space. A king mark was seen in its forehead, domineering and breathtaking. Fire tiger, a third-rank beast. The Ouyang clan was able to find a third-rank beast for Ouyang Wei. It seems her father cares for her deeply. Also, from what I've heard, seizing a third-rank beast isn't difficult, but to tame it is another matter entirely. Where did they find a beast tamer? I only know that in this kingdom, there are no beasts tamer with that kind of capability. The emperor's eyes was focused on the fire tiger. When did Ouyang Wei tamed a third-rank beast? How come he did not know anything about this? He felt danger with how the Ouyang clan work behind the scenes. The Ouyang lord has very bad feeling regarding his daughter's abrupt action. This time if he didn't explain himself immediately to the emperor, a big misunderstanding would take place. He never imagined that Wei would suddenly call out the fire tiger. It looks like Mu Qian, she is stronger than they thought. This is the end. A third-rank beast is equivalent to a martial master, even if Mu Qian is a genius. She has no chance to win. What do you know? Maybe Mu Qian also has a contract beast. Don't talk rubbish. It's impossible. Although Mu Jia is rich, a beast tamer won't work just for money. Besides, we don't have a beast tamer here in the Purple Moon Kingdom. Yu Ziyi looked at the stage, stood up and bravely said, Your Majesty, this match is unfair to Mu Qianxi. Please order Ouyang Wei to take her contract beast away. Shenyuan Li Ji from the beginning completely doesn't want Mu Qian to win. He has no intention to fulfill the two promises either. So in this moment, how can he order Ouyang Wei to put away her contract beast? He said. A contract between beasts can also be considered as a strength of a person. Besides, they made no rules that one can't use her contract beast in this battle, so no violation was made. Yu Ziyi clearly saw that the emperor and the Ouyang clan is colluding in this match. He looked at the unrestrained girl on the stage. She haven't reached the age of 16 yet. The two biggest forces in the kingdom already want to destroy her. How hard was her life for the past 3 years? He unexpectedly felt happy and very lucky. His father, albeit strict, was a great teacher, and even if they had no money to buy immortality pills, they have the talent and effort to match those who only bought it. But he never lived in fear, and he did not need to guard against other people's scheming. That girl is the one he looks up to, but at the same time, he feels a little sorry for her. He looked at Mu Qian and wanted to tell her to admit defeat. He doesn't want her to get hurt. Seeing the worried eyes of Yu Ziyi, Mu Qian gave him a smile to reassure him. I'm fine, the 2 words he saw from her lips. Mu Qian coldly said, Ouyang Wei, do you really believe that only you have a contract beast? Wudi's grand appearance will come next. Dun. Find out what happens next on the Evil Wang pampers his ghost Dr. Fei Tilda. The little cat is too strong. The whole crowd heard Mu Qian's words. What? Mu Jia's lord also has a contract beast. If she does, then the next match would be exciting. Everyone is antic. IP-ating Mu Qian's next move. Mu Qian said. Wudi, come out. A black and white light flashed, then a white kitten appeared in Mu Qian's arms. Its fur looks shiny and soft like a silk. A little fluffy, and the tail is like a small broom swaying behind its little body. The small, round and little ears stood up in a playful way, adding to its cuteness. A pair of purple eyes similar to amethyst, glistening brightly. A cute little kitten. It does not even look like it has a fighting power, and its size isn't even enough to fill the gap on the fire tiger's teeth. When Woody made his appearance, almost everyone in the hall almost rolled off from their seat. Uzeddy's mouth is twitching. Such a small and adorable beast, how can it fight with a third-rank beast? Ha ha ha. Ouyang Wei proudly laughed. Mu Qianxi, this is the end. You want to fight with Red with that kitten? Keep struggling till death. Mu Qian looked at Woody. You've eaten so much beast cause that made you advanced to a third-rank beast. Finally, this is the right time to put you to work. Are you sure you can beat it? Although their rank is the same, but she still had doubts due to its little body. If Woody can't win, she will have to use her trump card. Master, don't underestimate me, meow. I'm invincible. That's merely a third-rank beast. It isn't worthy enough to be my opponent. The kitten swung its tail and said confidently. Well then hurry up and kill that little tiger. How dare you? Let's see when Red swallowed you too, would you still say his little? Ouyang Wei glared at Mu Qian. She gave a command. Red. Swallow them both for me. Roar. The big fire tiger rushed towards Mu Qian's direction. Everyone could not help needing a cold sweat for Mu Qian. The third-rank beast is hostile. There's no way out for her. Mu Qian didn't even budge, totally confident with the little kitty in front of her. Someone yelled. That's a suicide. In the same time where the fire tiger almost reached the kitten, it disappeared. Where did the cat go? How can it suddenly disappear? What's going on? Could it be that cat turned invisible? The people watching are puzzled. No matter where they look, they can't find the kitten on the stage. Roar. Suddenly, the fire tiger let out a heart-rending sound, then its enormous body fell on the ground. What the hell is going on? Look. The kitty is in the tiger's back. One person pointed to the little white kitten at the top of the fire tiger. OGOD. How did it get up there? Ouyang Wei's whole face has become distorted. She looked at her contract beast lying on the ground and her mood worsened. Red, what are you doing? Why don't you throw this kitten down? This. Suddenly someone from the crowd found out something and was shocked. The fire tiger's breathing is weakening. Look at that kitten. At the same time, the kitten suddenly took out a red beast cause with the same size of its body. Crunch, crunch. It gnawed the beast core until nothing is left. They exclaimed. That is the nucleus of the fire tiger. How did the kitty get it? Wait. Such a small thing ate a third-rank beast core. Isn't it afraid of explosion? Burp. Afterwards, the kitten jumped from the fire tiger's body to Mu Qian's bosom and happily said, Master, did you see how invincible I am? I solved it with only a paw, meow. The people can't believe what happened. What kind of cat is that? Are you sure it's even a cat? In a short moment, the little kitten pounced into the fire tiger's back to kill it, then it takes out the beast core of the opponent to eat it. Ho, how? Mu Qian. Her contract beast is dead. Ouyang Wei's mind is in a mess. Mu Qian smirked. What's wrong? Still want to fight? I give up. Ouyang Wei saw that pair of dark and cold eyes, and somehow lost her confidence. This battle is finally coming to an end. But when the crowd was relieved, a dark dragon-shaped dagger slipped from Ouyang Wei's sleeves and fell on her palm. Her eyes flashed a cold light. Mu Qianxi, you must die. Unexpectedly, Ouyang Wei is the one who suffered instead. Water charge. Mu Qian had already been prepared. This woman cannot hide her evil heart and wouldn't easily admit defeat. Ouyang Wei didn't reach Mu Qian yet. Suddenly a magnificent blue water dragon charged towards her. Ouyang Wei's body flew in the air. This is not the end. When the body of Ouyang Wei is about to land, Mu Qian's voice came again. Water charge. Cough. Ouyang Wei in the air, spat out a lot of blood, leaving everyone in a panic. The crowd was stunned. Too miserable. Water charge. Boom. Ouyang Wei was thrown up and down in the air. Every hit was higher than the last, making her hair a mess similarly to a female ghost. The people watching are stupefied. Does it have no end? Even if she has water element, with this amount of attack wouldn't all her chi diminish at this point? How come there is still power left? Are you blind? What do you think she's eating? Second-grade medicine pellet. No wonder she's still active. The crowd almost vomited blood. Mu Jia's lord is truly a tyrant, eating a second-grade medicine pill like a bean. Restoring her power then letting out a big attack continuously. Mu Qian lazily glanced at the black dagger, pretending to admit defeat then coat it with an inferior poison to attack her. So silly and naive. Ouyang Wei, who's still in the air, look like she's about to reach nirvana soon. Ouyang's lord and Ouyang Ju wanted to stop Mu Qian quickly and could not restrain themselves any longer. The Ouyang's lord abruptly stood up. His eyes is popping from rage and he shouted, Mu Qian Shi, stop before going too far. Else this lord won't let you leave this place alive today. Seize her. Mu Qian's figure flashed, directly went behind the emperor, Shenyuan Li Ji. She said, Your Majesty, this match has your approval. I didn't kill Ouyang Wei, just hurt her a little, but now the Ouyang's lord is bullying me. Stop him for me. My father is not here, so he dares bully me for his daughter. My family can't be bullied easily like this. Your Majesty, save me from this injustice. A bunch of hypocrites. Especially the emperor and the Ouyangs. When the former Mu Qian was beaten to death by his daughter, did he stop it? No. The answer is big no. So by all means, he has no right to warn the current Mu Qian. In fact, he must be thankful she didn't finish her daughter off. Karma is a bitch. Settles scores at an opportune moment. Mu Qian is behind him, in the face of so many people. Shenyuan Li Ji cannot leave her alone. He smiled and said, Zhen and your father are like brothers. He once saved Zhen's life, now that is currently missing. Zhen decided to act as your parent instead. Naturally, Zhen won't let anyone bully you. Your Majesty, my daughter was badly injured by Mu Qian Shi. She must be punished. Enough. Shenyuan Li Ji coldly said. This is a children's match, of course there's someone bound to be hurt. You're the Ouyang's lord. You haven't even thought of that. He Pares said an order. Take Weiya to the chief alchemist, after a day or two, she will recover. Ouyang lord clenched his fist and kneeled in obeisance. Forgive this lord, your Majesty. I admit to my sin. Mu Qian Shi and Ouyang Wei's contest is over, and from now on, no one will dare to underestimate the once waste Mu Jia's lord and her kitten. Ouyang Wei's current state is a bloody example. The corner of Mu Qian's mouth slightly turned upward. Ouyang clan, this is only the beginning. The death of the former Mu Jia's lord is not settled completely. This lord will make sure that you'll pay all your debt. Next. She glanced at the emperor, who was sitting at the highest seat, and said, Your Majesty, I'll go back to my seat. The dinner isn't over yet. The emperor nodded. 11er have worked hard, go back to your seat. Shenyuan Li Ji did not mention her reward, although he was the one who promised it. He never wanted to fulfill those two requests in the first place. When Mu Qian returned to her seat, she saw the already petrified Yu Ziyi. Yu Ziyi gulped and exclaimed, You're so strong, leader. On their last match, she at least hid half of her strength. He felt embarrassed. Said, when he remembered that he was the one who first sent a challenge letter to her. How stupid he was, when he said he'll teach her a lesson. I'm your leader, of course I won't be beaten easily. That's why you have to work hard and don't fall behind to me. Yu Ziyi clenched his fist and firmly said. That's natural. After seeing the thrilling battle, the other people's performances clearly attracted a lot of interest from different persons. Time slowly said, soon the Purple Moon Festival's dinner is coming to an end. However, there is a good scene that has not yet been staged. Your Majesty, Mu Ruyun really live up to the expectations of Mu Qian Shi. After countless battle within her heart, she finally opened up. This is the best way to get her revenge to Mu Qian. She won't just let it pass off. Mu Qian already beat her by strength. If she continues like this, her future days will be dark. She must get rid of Mu Qian today, give her a miserable death. Shenyuan Li Ji asked. Isn't this girl a person from the 7th Prince's palace? Is there something going on? What happened in front of the palace gates, he already knew. But since he can't accuse without evidence, he catches up on what Mu Ruyun is planning. he decided to act with Mu Ruyun to take care of Mu Qian's sins today. Having a unique talent is already a threat to the kingdom. He's afraid that there will be the time that the royal family will be overturned by the Mu Jia. Mu Ruyun's life had fallen when she was brought out to the Mu Jia's residence with Shenyuan Li Tian. Even now, she continues eating vinegar. Your Majesty, when Mu Jia's lord is in front of the palace. And then to His Highness, Shenyuan Li Tian. Shenyuan Li Ji is enraged. Preposterous. 11er, how can you act so willfully and make a scene? I'm so disappointed. The person sitting above was the same person who said he will treat her like his daughter. Mu Qian only hurt his son a little, yet he acts like she had provoked his whole royal family and fly into a rage right away. Mu Qian's mouth slowly evoked a sly smile. The Purple Moon's dinner last show will finally about to start. Seeing the calmness on Mu Qian's face, Mu Ruyun pointed to her without any fear and said, Lord, you seriously injured the palace guards, made a mess in front of the palace gates, wounded a member of the royal family, showed your contempt to the emperor. These are all your major sin. Our whole clan will be implicated by you. While saying all of these, Mu Ruyun fell to her knees, whimpering with all of her heart. Mu Qian coldly said, I am Mu Qian Shi, the Mu Jia's lord, second only to your Majesty, and any member of the royal family. Isn't this what your Majesty had said earlier? But how come when I entered the palace today that not long-eyed guard dared to stop me and wanted to enter my carriage to confirm my ident? It's absurd, right? This lord has been kind enough not to cut them off and feed them to the dogs. This lord isn't the one who despised the whole royal family but the people behind that incident. If you're angry, drag them all out here. The whole crowd was silent. The Mu Jia's lord is truly awesome. Not only she was arrogant in front of the imperial guards but also has the guts to confront the emperor head-on, and her words are all true. Mu Qian is indeed qualified to punish the guards and no one can refute it. Your Majesty, we've been framed. Mu Jia's lord is lying. The wounded and disabled guards ran straight out to complain. Impudent. Your Majesty, if you really want to know whether they're innocent or not, the Purple Moon Kingdom have several torture methods. If used on them, they will naturally tell the truth. Mu Qian coldly said. Sitting in the dragon chair, Shenyuan Li Ji's eyes flashed a hint of dark light and glanced at the shameless girl in purple dress. The rumors are right, she had changed a lot and acts more like the former Mu Jia's lord. Young, unrestrained, looks weak but her mind is unpredictable, even he cannot see through it. Unshakable like an iron, no mercy with the enemies, just like how Mu Fengyun was in the past. No need to interrogate these people, this matter is simply clear to him. These guards were already controlled by the Ouyang clan, so they listened to Ouyang Wei's instructions to embarrass Mu Qian in front of the palace gates. As the trial went on, both the royal family and the Ouyang clan's face fell deeper. Shenyuan Li Ji ordered, Come and drag out all the people who have slandered 11er. All the people were stunned. They initially thought that Mu Qian will be subjected to a cruel punishment. But in the end, it was the imperial guards who have fallen to their deaths. Ouyang Ju's face becomes darker than the bottom of the pot. Damn. Why is Mu Qian so difficult to deal with? Is she supposed to get away with all of it so easily like this? Mu Ruyun is about to jump from anger. Then without thinking, she hastily said, Lord, though you are noble and have wounded the royal guards due to their impertinence, but that doesn't erase that you almost killed the 7th prince, the emperor's own flesh and blood. Mu Ruyun haven't finished talking, yet was cut off by Mu Qian's voice. Mu Qian turned her head to the emperor and said in an aggrieved tone, Your Majesty, this lowly one indeed has injured the Son of Heaven, but why does she only say it was my fault? His Highness attacked my carriage first. Fortunately, I have little strength to escape, else I wouldn't be here right now. I only wish for him to compensate me, so I made him write a letter. Is there something wrong with that? Up next. More dialogues from the bitch couple. The Emperor and his son are too shameless. I didn't think that he'd be so reluctant to pay me for the carriage, enough to kill me. I admit I've made some radical actions, but that was because I'm forced to do so. I'm the lord of our clan, I know my standing isn't as high as His Highness, but hurting him a little can't be considered as felony. Shenyuan Li Tian almost coughed out blood. He is a royal prince and this woman seriously injured him, yet she is here saying that because his status is higher than her, he was the one oppressing her instead. He felt worried on how will his father emperor react. At this moment, Shenyuan Li Ji really regrets on the promise he made for Mu Fengyun, who suddenly vanished. Mu Fengyun used his elixirs to save his life. Plus his business is thriving, so in order to win him over to his side, he gave him a lot of privileges. As long as he, MF, is in the Purple Moon Kingdom, within 30 years, they will definitely not be the weakest against the strength of the Snow Continent. He loves his children so much that when Mu Qian she was still in the womb of her mother, he announced his grand ambition to make this kingdom the strongest. Once Mu Qian is born, whether male or female, the position of the Lord of the Mu Jiao will be equal to that of the prince. Because of his decree before, even if Mu Qian she made a grave sin on hurting a prince, he can't condemn her on mere suspicion. Shenyuan Li Ji's face had become green. It's the first time he came to understand what does shooting oneself in the foot means. Though he has the highest status in the Purple Moon Kingdom, he always felt inferior compared to the Mu Jiao's lord. In this kingdom, she can be reckless as she wants as long as she does not take the emperor and his sons' lives. He can't even refute her even if wanted to. Mu Qian continued. Your Majesty, I wasted a lot of time in front of the palace gates, but His Highness only paid me 300,000 gold taels. Your Majesty can pay me on His Highness' behalf. Lest the time be overstepped, else his life will be my right to take. At this time, all the people in this room were completely frozen. Asking payment to the emperor when she's already rich, what blasphemy is this? Some of them are officials, yet they can't come up with that kind of amount in such short notice. Moreover, it's gold. In your eyes, we're all broke, is that it? Everyone's mood is gloomy. Yushu said in a small voice. Old man, isn't the Mu Jiao's lord awesome? Otherwise, how can Big Brother follow her? It's not too bad to be her little brother after all. POW. Yushu was given a hard spank by his father. You heartless brat. Don't you compare yourself to your big brother. Even if she's rich, she won't take you. You only know how to talk big. I'll bet that she's also dissatisfied with you. With a teary eyes, Yushu said. Old man, you're being biased. The general looked at the girl sitting with his eldest son. He secretly sighed a sigh of relief. Though he had been in a few battlefields, he still cannot see the situation clearly. Mu Jiao's lord, although arrogant, wealthy, and out of control, she still acts like a proper lord, wary from the dangers that lurks on every side. It was too dangerous for his eldest son to be with her. But every member of their family always keep their words. No matter what he says, it wouldn't make a difference. Naturally, there are also benefits. His son can now eat second-grade medicine pellets like beans. If Uze would continue to cultivate like he has always done before, added with the immortality pills, maybe one day, he would be the first person to advance on Spirit Master under 20 years old. Shenyuan Li Tian almost fainted. In front of so many people, she said that he had no money to pay her back. What a disgrace. At this time, even Shenyuan Li Ji was speechless. He feels that this little girl is getting more difficult to deal with. He glared at his son, who made him lose his composure, and said, I will send the 700,000 gold taels to your residence today. Mu Qian chuckled. I still have something to say, Your Majesty. She smiled and said, Since I've won on my match with Ouyang Wei, I remember that the emperor had promised me 2 things. Can I mention it now? Mu Qian laughed innocently, but they had seen her tough black heart before. Her requests are absolutely not an easy thing. Shenyuan Li Ji has a bad feeling. He made his promises in public. If he refused, what would his subjects think? Say it. A deep and low voice came out. 1.5 years ago, my dowry was given to Your Majesty for safekeeping. Now that the marriage contract is lifted, plus my family's recent financial is in dire straits, I would like Your Majesty to give me back my whole dowry. She chanted while smiling. She spoke in a calm manner, as if she had simply brought back what had been stored here by her elders. But Shenyuan Li Ji's face has become very ugly. He then smiled. You and Tian's feelings are true, This marriage isn't lifted and just a joke on my son's part. You are still the future princess consort. Your dowry is worth a lot of money, so it has been placed in the treasury where it is relatively safe. It was a huge amount of money, it was already in his mouth, he isn't willing to spit it all out. Shenyuan Li Tian tightly sealed his lips, he glanced at the woman standing proud in front of his father emperor. He had a little expectation that she would agree to have their marriage contract put back again. And Mu Ruyun was mad. These two people's marriage contract is finally lifted, but the emperor said that it was just a joke. How can she stay silent? She looked at the seventh prince's way and found out that he seems to agree on what his father is saying, as if his heart was also moved by Mu Qianxi. Sure enough, the emperor made a commanding look towards Shenyuan Li Tian. Li Tian then stood from his seat and said, "It's what Father Emperor has said, I love Elevenor and also do not want to divorce." Shenyuan Li Ji gave him a warning, he can only obey. In fact, even if there is no warning coming from his father, Shenyuan Li Tian will still agree. Shenyuan Li Tian turned to Mu Qian and said softly, "Xie, although we have some misunderstanding before, but I really want to marry you. Let's forget the past, start over again. This time I'll make you happy." Ju Yi's gaze is like an arrow that falls down on Shenyuan Li Tian. He wanted the man to disappear completely from this world. Shenyuan felt his back gone cold and stiff, like he was thrown in the deepest part of Hil. A great sense of terror overwhelms him. "Brother Li Tian, you said that you loathe this woman. Ho! How can you say you love her now?" Shenyuan Li Tian coldly said. "Shut up. Don't make such audacious remarks, lowly woman. See, this is what a SC Yum bag would do. If looks can kill, he would already be dead by now." Poor Ju Yi eating his vinegar. Ha ha ha. The Lord is not to be underestimated. Hearing the words of Shenyuan Li Tian without mercy and indifference, Mu Ruyun feels she's about to faint. She sobs with her head down on one side. Woo-woo. Eyes filled with tears, her heart broken. "Brother Li Tian, no matter what you do, Yuna supports you." Even if her heart aches, she continued to be sympathetic. Ju Yi's mood is getting worse in each passing second. Unable to contain his anger any longer, he was about to put Shenyuan Li Tian to Hell where he belonged, but was cut off first by Mu Qian's cold voice. "I refuse." A man slag like Shenyuan Li Tian is beyond doubt disgusting. She felt sick thinking living a life with him that goosebumps filled her body. She wanted to poison him immediately upon hearing what he had said. The emperor was confused, he asked. "Why?" "Tiana is talented and his looks are also extraordinary. Shenyuan Li Ji said some good words for his son, he wants to sell his son so he doesn't have to pay back the dowry." An emperor selling his son enthusiastically like this, even Mu Qian was a little helpless. Mu Qian said, "Your Majesty, don't speak any longer. Can't you see that His Highness, Shenyuan Li Tian, is not genuine with his feelings?" "But why? What's wrong with him? I can make him change for you." The emperor's tone is very sincere. Mu Qian turned to look at Shenyuan Li Tian. "I'm afraid he won't change till his next life." Shenyuan Li Ji frowned. "Elevenor, what do you mean?" Mu Qian slowly said. "I'm saying that if someone wanted to marry me, he must meet my two requirements first. I won't accept if he is a stallion. Before and after our marriage, he must never touch another woman aside from me." The faces of the men inside the hall are turning into different colors, even the emperor is the same. Mu Qian saying all of it, is it just to scold them all? This is a world where the weak are prey to the strong. Among the hierarchy, being a woman is considered as the lowest. An average man having 3 wives and 4 concubines are deemed as normal. Unless the woman's strength is tough to no edge, and is a tigress, having another woman is not possible. Shenyuan Li Tian's face is the most outrageous. Damn. In front of so many people, Mu Qian she dared to reproach him. "Second, he must be stronger than me. Shenyuan Li Tian's strength is so weak, such a man. I Mu Qian she will never marry." In the last sentence, Mu Qian she slowly spit out the 3 words "will never marry." Her deep and dark eyes are looking straight with Shenyuan Li Ji's eyes. No one can make her change or lower these two conditions. The strength of Mu Qian, she has exceeded Ouyang Wei, who ranked 4th in the Purple Moon Kingdom's genius list. The only two youths who is higher than her would be Ju Yi and the Crown Prince. They were both peerless son of the heaven, having no other women from birth. Mu Qian's condition is too harsh. Everyone as summed that the Mu Jia's lord will never marry in this life. Only the Asura sitting at the top has slightly evoked a smile, too little to be seen. Shenyuan Li Ji can't express what he is feeling exactly, so he eventually changed the topic. 11er, you really are Fengyun's daughter, even your peculiarities are the same. In the eyes of Mu Fengyun, there's only his wife. No matter how many beautiful women he sent to please him in the past, all have been returned to him immediately one by one. He used all sorts of means to send a beautiful woman to him, but except his wife, he completely ignored all the other women. Mu Qian, she smiled and said, I will never choose among the princes, may His Majesty please bring out all of my dowry. After this feast, I will take everything home with me. The emperor's face is getting stiff at each parsing second. In his heart, he's cursing Shenyuan Li Tian. Such a fortune, he can't just hand it over. It has been a year and a half, Your Majesty must have forgotten all about it. Here. I will help you remember. Mu Qian took out a roll of long paper, 999,000 gold taels, 999,000 black jades, 999 immortality elixirs, 999. This is not some ordinary worldly treasures, the people who heard it cannot help but curse inside. Mu Jia is too rich. Too extravagant. After finishing reading the long list, once again Mu Qian took out another scroll. Thunder Soul Orchid, Heavenly Lotus, Phoenix Silk. These treasures are as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. The remaining items she had not read must be more precious than the other. The crowd's eyes are glistening, but when they remembered that these babies are in the emperor's hands, their thoughts instantly vanished. This fortune, it's amazing. Shenyuan Li Tian has finally learned why, despite his strong refusal before, his father emperor insisted to continue this marriage, leaving him no choice but to agree. For this kind of fortune, it doesn't matter whether a prince like him is happy or not. Mu Qian's face has turned slightly red after reading a series of her dowries lists. The air inside the hall became silent and dreadful. All the people on the scene did not dare to utter a sound, carefully sitting on the side. Such great fortune, no matter whose mouth, no one is willing to spit it all out. Even if the man himself is the Purple Moon Kingdom's emperor, he may not be so generous. They quietly watched from the sides, in case a big fight starts, they won't suffer from it. Now, they're racking their brains to come up with an excuse to get out of here immediately. Maybe, the real reason why Mu Qian she is here is to collect debts from His Majesty which may incur the heaven's wrath. Shenyuan Li Ji clenched his fist, his eyes on the purple figure in front. If he could, he wanted to kill her on the spot. He slowly said, 11er, do you really have to take all of your dowry back today? Mu Qian, she sonorous voice echoed. Yes. I must have it all back today, my clan is in a financial crisis, please grant this wish of mine, Your Majesty. If you think that one request isn't enough, how about I use both requests for today? Mu Qian is so aggressive, that it almost made the emperor suffer an internal injury. But he isn't willing to do it. No matter what happen, he can't just let it go easily like this. Shenyuan Li Ji's blood is boiling. Now, it's really impossible to stop halfway. His eyes flashed a cold light. He must directly refuse Mu Qian she today. Granted, Mu Wushuang would lose his mind. He is the only one person whose strength is in the martial king. He believed he can counter it with numbers. In fact, he doesn't have any other choice left. As for the witnesses present, he will warn them not to spread any word from today. Once she get out, he will kill her. He's the emperor, no one could disobey him. Shenyuan Li Ji's killing intent is getting more obvious. Mu Qian slightly lift up her eyebrow, the emperor's insight is smaller than she imagined. Want to kill her? He can try. When the emperor was about to give his order, a cold voice came. The audience was quiet, all the people inside did not dare to go out. Cliffhanger is real. Who is this person helping our MC? Still far from enough. If the emperor won't keep his words, then there's no need to keep this kingdom existing either. A pleasant yet intimidating voice resounded. The suffocating cold air filled the whole purple moon palace and made them feel that it can destroy everything like evil spirits would. Ju Yi was like an invisible man that made them almost forgot that he was here from the beginning. Shenyuan Liji's palms were in a cold sweat. How could he forget this evil star is here? Damn it. But this evil star is helping Mu Qian unexpectedly. No. If Mu Qian really has this evil star support, even if she went directly into the royal treasury and removed all the things from there, he cannot deal with her. This evil star heard all what he have promised. If he came to know that he, XLZ, would renege on his moment of boredom, this kingdom would cease to exist. No one can guess what's on the mind of this evil star. Ju Yi and Mu Qian are two unrelated people. These two have never crossed each other's paths. Besides, there is a fact that Ju Yi is disgusted with a woman. The emperor would never believe that Ju Yi is helping Mu Qian Shi. If this demon has a relationship with her and she asks for his throne in the future, he can only serve it with both hands. The result was terrible, so he would never think of such a bad idea to be true. Shenyuan Liji composed himself and said, Zhen has always honored one's words, therefore. The emperor felt that his heart is in pain, but he have to fulfill his promises, else this assurer beside him will definitely make this whole place a living HE. And everyone in this room, including him, will turn into cold white bones. Mu Qian sensed his fear. She ridiculed him. Your Majesty, therefore what? During her time in the Royal Academy, she felt all the people inside were afraid of Ju Yi. But did not think that people fears him to this point. Even the emperor is also afraid of him to death. With just his words alone, the emperor's murderous intent vanished in a blink of an eye. What the hell did this guy do to make the emperor fear him like this? Shenyuan Liji explained. This is the case. Last year there has been drought in the northwest. They needed to provide relief to ton of people, but the funds in the state treasury is not enough, therefore the officials went to gather funds here at the royal treasury. The people at the royal treasury are so careless that the money they've allocated came from your dowry instead. In addition, 6 months ago, one of the neighboring countries sent soldiers with armored horses to attack us. Our army funds aren't enough, so to provide sufficient military resources for our men, a little bit was taken from your dowry. Furthermore, last year's winter blizzard. The emperor listed out a long list of events from year and a half ago. These are all his excuses for the missing parts of her dowry. A year and a half ago, he decreed Mu Qian Shi and Shenyuan Li Tian's marriage, and at the same time, a huge amount of dowry filled the treasury. In addition to these expenditures, there are also gifts to the imperial concubines, princes, and ministers. He even gave the neighboring kingdom's emperor gifts to show off. All of it was from Mu Qian Shi's dowry. The hole he made on her dowry is a little big and generally isn't easy to repair. In Mu Qian's eyes flashed a trace of killing intent. She asked with a cold voice. Then tell me, Your Majesty, how much is left on my dowry? Shenyuan Liji answered in a loud voice. Only half remains. Such a fortune that can shake the heaven, only half left. All the people understood that the military funds and the drought relief funds absolutely didn't amount so much. And the expenditure of those, a large part of it did not fall into the hands of victims and soldiers. The only one furious at this moment is General Yu, the Grand Marshal of the army. During the war against the Qing kingdom, if the emperor provided the soldiers even 1% of Mu Qian's dowry, they could have superb armors and weapons for the whole infantry. But reality is harsh. Not only their armors are worn out, but also their weapons are all dull. Against the full body armor of the Qing soldiers, his brothers were crushed as easy as lifting a hand. The general truly regrets having this kind of emperor. He, XLZ, speaks in a fancy manner. General, you couldn't help but sneer and curse him in his heart. Yu Shu felt his father's expression is a bit strange. He asked. Father, what's wrong with you? Me? Nothing's wrong. Perhaps Ziya choice is the right one. Half. Even if it's only half, I'll take it back first. Good. Shenyuan Liji nodded. If Mu Qian agreed to accept his reasoning easily like this, then he can just put all his worries in the past. It would be bad news to have him fill that vacancy after all. He is hoping in his heart that Mu Qian would not dwell on the missing parts of her dowry. The palace guards carried a lot of treasures inside. The eyes of the people watching are glistening upon taking a peek at the treasures inside, and their hearts are screaming, "I want to rob." Mu Qian waved her hand. "Shadows, Uze, begin counting. Make sure that everything matches with our list." Yes. Every year, the Purple Moon Festival is always celebrated inside the palace. But Mu Qian counted all these treasures in front of His Majesty and other officials. This experience is absolutely unique in all of the past dinner they've attended. Shenyuan Li Ji did not dare to show off one bit of grudge, and even the evil star is watching quietly. If any of his actions displeases him, it will be dangerous. The shadows and Uz's counting speed are fast, and in a while the inventory is finished. She said. Uze read to His Majesty what is missing. Yes. What happened today is too much, and bit by bit, Uz's heart finally adjusted from Mu Qian's abrupt actions. Shenyuan Li Ji looked gloomy after hearing what Mu Qian said. He whispered, Uze, General Yu's eldest son. With the emperor's sudden glare and coercion, Uz's body was slightly startled. He felt his throat is jammed with something, and somehow he became speechless. He then turned to look at the figure in purple dress, decisively ked his palms using his sharp fingernail. The tingling sensation brought him back to his senses. He can't feel fear. Just like how this girl faces her enemies bravely. No matter how grave the situation is, he has stay calm. He just needs to read a list of items. What is there to fear? Uze calmly said. There are still 10 pieces of Luohu Gla. SS Jade, 20,000 pieces of 1,000-year snow lotus. This boy really has the courage. His Majesty's warning didn't work. Shenyuan Li Ji couldn't hide the fire in his eyes. Mu Qian lips slightly evoked a smile. She indeed finds herself an excellent little brother. After Uze finished reading the long list, Mu Qian asked, Your Majesty, after all, today is still a national day. I assume you don't have the time to borrow money to complete my dowry, right? Since that is the case, may I know when will His Majesty pay the remaining debts? Shenyuan Li Ji's eyes are burning with anger, but Mu Qian she is still not finished. He has made such a big concession, yet she is still not satisfied. The fact that dowry is the property of Mu Qian she completely slipped off his mind. She asking back all of it was the right thing to do. Sorry, got a little late at uploading. I was sick these past few days, but I'm okay now. Shameless emperor I've ever seen or read. Even his generalness having doubts on him. Let's call him the shameless emperor from today. You will not defile my lake. Mu Qian continued. I shall soon be 16 years old, and this dowry cannot be dragged on any longer. For His Majesty's hard work of keeping it for me for over a year and a half, I won't put interest on the money you've owed to me. But before I reach adulthood, may His Majesty pay it all. What does His Majesty think? The veins on the Emperor's forehead are popping from anger, but still composed himself and said gently, 11er, you are only 3 months away from adulthood. I am afraid that in such a short period of time, Jin may not make up the missing parts of your dowry. Admitting this is a very humiliating thing, especially in front of so many people, but he really is speaking the truth. Don't say 3 months, even if it is 3 years he also can't pay it all. Even if he is the king of this kingdom, there are things that he still cannot do. Mu Qian comforted him. Don't worry, I won't give His Majesty a hard time regarding this. Shenyuan Li Ji froze. From the beginning she was already being aggressive. When did she become someone easy to talk to? Let's do it like this. I've heard someone speak about a huge medicine field inside the palace. Recently, I've become interested in concocting immortality pills. Your Majesty, how about we make that garden as a collateral for the missing half of my dowry? Mu Qian smiled. The crowd's mouth can't help but twitch. How much knowledge does she have regarding on concocting pills? They never have thought that Mu Qian is interested of being an alchemist. The royal medicine field and half of Mu Qian's dowry indeed don't have much difference in terms of value. In order to finish this quickly and while the people's minds is still in haze, Shenyuan Li Ji planned to compromise. Father Emperor. This time, The crown prince opened his mouth. The herbs in the medicine field are too precious. It would be such a waste for this woman to use it. Shenyuan Liji said. Shonga, don't say anything, since Elevener made her request. It's only natural to meet her demands. Mu Qian then ordered the shadows to put away the other things back home, turned to Shenyuan Liji and said, Your Majesty, please take me to the medicine field. Mu Qian can't wait to see the imperial medicine field. There must be a whole lot of precious herbs in there. As long as Mu Qian gathers all the herbs inside, she can formulate new elixirs and refine a lot of medicine pellets. Come. Take Elevener inside the medicine field. After Mu Qian left, the emperor let out a sigh. He secretly said, The debt collector is finally gone. Shenyuan Liji waved his one hand and said, Tonight's dinner is over, everyone may leave. Exhale. The crowd can finally relax. The events happened tonight made them scared than hurt. Compared to beating Ouyang Wei, Mu Qian was happier when she gets back her dowry. But most of all, her excitement is at the top for the medicinal herbs waiting for her. For Mu Qian, money is nothing compared to medicines. In her past life until now, medicines is her favorite thing. In a while, a higher-rank eunuch brought a jade tablet over to Mu Qian. She then showed the tablet to the guard in front of the gates of medicine field. She said, Yuzi, go back outside with the eunuch. I won't take long. A large field of medicinal herbs greets Mu Qian. There are at least thousands of different herbs for making elixirs inside. Emperor Shenyuan believed that Mu Qian couldn't take much considering how small her build is, and the fact that she was the only one allowed to go inside the medicine field made him feel more reassured. When Mu Qian is gone, the emperor would order to transplant all the precious herbs in another place. When she comes back to take another batch and saw nothing is left, Mu Qian can't say the emperor didn't keep his promise. Naturally, Mu Qian knows what's going on with the emperor's mind. That old fox thinks he's so smart. Let's see what his reaction will be if I took all of the herbs here. Ting, can you open a field for the herbs inside your SPACE? We have to move all of it immediately. Ting screamed. Ugly woman, you will defile my lake again. Don't think I will gladly agree. In Ting's SPACE, in addition to the small pavilion is an endless lake. The last time Mu Qian smeared the lake, Ting kicked her out. Mu Qian smirked. I want to transplant these elixirs. If you do not agree, I will go straight to Juyi and ask him to take you instead. He's so powerful, he should have a way to lift the contract between us. In a flash, Ting felt he was about to faint. Mu Qianxi, you bastard. In spite of everything, you also want to hand me over to that dreadful man? Can you change the way you threaten people? Are you doing it or not? Can I have a third choice? No. Fine. I'll move a piece of land for you. You must cover the whole field of medicinal herbs with your qi, then you can put it in. Ting finally surrendered. He never wanted to fall into the hands of that terrible man. Good. Mu Qian laughed happily. Mu Qian covers the whole field of medicinal herbs with her qi that even a mid-level alchemist can't do. But she does it so easily. In the blink of an eye, the whole field of medicinal herbs, which had gathered together 1,000 gra. Was left without a single weed. Inside the SPACE of the Chaos Zheozhong Pavilion, Ting saw a small island in the clear lake. The spiritual water has increased the growing period of the plants. A day inside the lake is equivalent to a year outside. Mu Qian's eyes shine at this discovery. Although Ting is Mu Qian's contractor, Ting guarded his lake heavily. He sternly said, Dam Ned woman, I opened up this small SPACE already, you can't do this again next time. If later, his lake was full of herbs and he could not see the water anymore, he thought he would go mad. Mu Qian said, Don't be so greedy, your lake is so big, give me a piece of it. Don't push your luck, you ugly woman. Okay. When I walked out from the palace, I will talk to Juyi to take you. Even if you're a legendary artifact, I won't keep anything useless. Mu Qian said some distressed words. Dam Ned woman, you're so cruel. Ting helplessly opened up a wide area in his SPACE. Afterwards, Ting resolutely warned Mu Qian. Ugly woman, until the second layer of the pavilion is sealed. Mark my words, even if I die, I won't let you defile my lake again. Good. Then I'll open the second layer next time. Mu Qian pay no heed to his nonsense. Poor Ting being bullied by Mu Qian. Mad and coughing blood, this emperor is absolutely petty. He even put up a complicated array for this medicine field. I'm sure that old fox is hiding the most precious herbs under that array. Ting said in a nonchalant way. What? Mu Qian froze. She then asked. Can you break it? Sure, but you have to promise me something first. This guy learned how to bargain with her. Mu Qian was quite shocked. What is it? Don't waste my time, just say it. When the second layer of the pavilion opens, that's only the time where the SPACE here would expand. Until then, promise me that you won't ask me to open up a field for you on the lake again. Didn't I already promise you that? But I don't believe it. How dark your heart is, you think I don't know. Mu Qian slightly twitched, she said. Okay, I promise you. Is that enough? That's pretty much the same. In the end, Ting decided to trust on Mu Qian's promise. In a little while, Mu Qian felt a spiritual force belonging to Ting exudes, followed by a crisp voice. Break. Suddenly there was a smoke in front of Mu Qian, and after the smoke had dispersed, another field of medicine appeared in front of her. This field is a lot smaller than the one that Mu Qian just put away. But the value exceeds the other and 100 times higher. First-grade medicine pellet, second-grade medicine pellet. It seems the emperor doesn't have third grade here. You really have to learn to be content. What more do you want from this desolate place? Ting lazily said. Once again, Mu Qian spread out her qi and the imperial medicine field is now completely empty. Mu Qian came out and laughed. Yuzi, let's go. Millimeter. Yuzi went in front of the medicine field's gate to secretly see the situation. But as he was about to look, Mu Qian came out. She just went in for a while. Yuzi thought Mu Qian didn't take much. Outside the palace's gates, Mu Qian parted ways to Yuzi. You can go back to your house. Yuzi froze, he asked. You're going back alone? Today, Mu Qian deliberately exposed the price of her dowry. It is inevitable that someone ill-intentioned would shot her. You must have faith in my family. Mu Qian just laughed. When Mu Qian was away from the palace, she felt the murderous air around her getting denser. Such a fortune is enough to make people feel rich, but do the people here in the Purple Moon Kingdom think they can get it easily from her? Bang! 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 The people hiding in the dark were solved by the group of people in black clothes. These people aren't Mu Qian's shadows but the emperor's hidden guards. The money that came from the mouth of the emperor, no one can grab it. If the emperor can't get it, then he absolutely won't let others get it either. The emperor gave it back, but his heart is truly bleeding, and what makes him madder is he can't do anything to Mu Qian. If Mu Qian was killed on her way home, Mu Wushuang would go berserk. He would have the courage to point his blade to the whole royal family. So Mu Qian must go back safely. With the emperor's protection, who can grab Mu Qian's dowry? Mu Qian got home safely and was about to take a rest. Your Majesty, Lord Mu went home safely. A dark guard quietly came to report. Good. As long as the Mu Jiao is still in my Purple Moon Kingdom, even if Mu Qian took my money away from here, it will all go back to my hands someday. Emperor Shenyuan coldly said. Your Majesty, the Crown Prince is asking for an audience. Let him in. The Emperor looked at Shenyuan Li Shong. He is most satisfied with this son. Father Emperor, forgive this one's lack of knowledge, but can I ask why did you let Mu Qian have the imperial medicine field? I really want to know why. Shenyuan Li Shong's voice is full of grievances. That medicine field is worth a fortune. Emperor Shenyuan explained. Our royal medicine field has a powerful array hiding the most precious ones inside. Mu Qian can only see the common herbs, therefore Zhen didn't have to worry. Zhen guarantees, we won't lose much. Your Majesty, not good, not good. This time, the higher-rank eunuch stumbled and dashed inside the room. What's the matter? Emperor Shenyuan had a bad premonition. Your Majesty, Lord Mu has emptied the entire royal medicine field, including the different grades of medicine pellet. What did you say? The emperor completely cannot believe what he heard. His body flashed and rushed out immediately. Shenyuan Li Shong was somehow flabbergasted. He remembers that his father emperor's cultivation isn't high and is only at martial master. However, just now, he definitely saw that his father emperor's strength is at the peak of 9th stage martial king. Shenyuan Li Shong didn't think that his father emperor would hide his true strength. The emperor who deceived the world for almost a decade suddenly exposed himself. Something big has surely happened. Emperor Shenyuan looked at the medicine field where even a single grass can't be seen. How is this possible? How can she break the powerful array? And how did she able to move so many herbs in an instant? Damn it. Mu Qianxi, what kind of demon is you? Emperor Xuanyuan's face becomes darker than the bottom of the pot. This Purple Moon Festival is definitely a holiday he won't ever forget. Not only did he lose all the fortune in his pockets but also lose all the herbs and medicine pellets of the royal family. These medicines are supposed to be his trump card against other kingdoms, but now. Cough. Emperor Shenyuan coughed out a mouthful of blood. That damn and little vixen, Mu Qian, caused so much damage to his royal family, yet he sent some people to guard her safely to her home. At this moment, Emperor Shenyuan hated the fact that he didn't kill her earlier. I'll kill you. I'll kill all your 9 generations. I will kill all of you. Emperor Xuanyuan's anger skyrocketed. His eyes are red and his face twists up. Cough. Due to the sudden burst of anger, Shenyuan Li Ji coughed up another mouthful of blood. The emperor felt his eyesight turned dim and his legs were shaking a bit. A sharp voice came. Your Majesty. The voice of the crown prince is trembling as he hurriedly tried to support his father. Third. Today is the Purple Moon Festival. After many events that stimulated the emperor's emotions and added with how he coughed up blood many times, his body can't take it anymore and he fainted. In the Mu Jiao's residence, Mu Wushuang faintly raised his head towards the direction of the imperial palace. In his eyes flashed a glimmer of light, peak of the 9th stage martial king. The emperor finally exposed his true strength today. The corner of his mouth evoked a subtle curvature. The emperor is seriously ill. The palace was in chaos. At the same time, there is also a big mess in the Ouyang clan. Although Ouyang Wei's injuries are all healed, another serious illness suddenly broke out. The entire skin in her body began to fester and rot. Even the palace's chief alchemist doesn't have a clue on what is happening either. After 3 days, Mu Qian heard news about the Ouyang clan finding all sorts of medical treatment for their eldest daughter, Ouyang Wei. While Mu Qian took advantage of the large number of medicinal herbs she collected, she had refined a lot of elixirs and medicinal pellets over these days. Mu Qian also tried to improve her knowledge in medicines, to let the little uncle's body to restore the best state as soon as possible. As long as the royal family does not provoke her first, she won't bother to waste her time with them. There is also the Ouyang clan. Mu Qian, she smiled evilly. Come. Deliver my message to the Ouyang's lord. Tell him that this lord has a medicinal pellet that can cure any kind of illness. He can use it to Ouyang Wei, but he must show some sincerity first. I feel a little bit of pity for the emperor. He seems to have a high blood. Is there a cure for that sickness in that ancient time? Poor him. But for Ouyang Wei, she definitely deserves everything. More. Suffer more. You can't stand it. This subordinate obeys. After that, the servant went to Ouyang clan to deliver the news. Mu Qian smirked. Her father Mu Fengyun had left an enormous amount of treasures for her, but the medicine pellet that can cure any illness is a lie she just made up. That day, in addition to Ouyang Wei's injuries, Mu Qian secretly poured poison to Ouyang Wei's body. Mu Qian is the one who concocted that poison. Naturally, she has a way to solve it. What? She has a way to save my daughter. When the Ouyang Lord heard the news, he was shocked. In the whole Purple Moon Kingdom he already tried every way, even in the neighboring kingdom where alchemists are abundant, all the alchemist he called to treat Ouyang Wei's illness is helpless. No matter how much the Ouyang Lord refused to believe, It seems that only the medicine pellet that Mu Qian has is his only chance to save his daughter. He recalled that Mu Qian's father, Mu Fengyun, once created a lot of miracles and left Mu Qian with a lot of treasures. Sincerity, huh? The Ouyang Lord took a deep breath and spat out these two words. In the Purple Moon Festival, Mu Qian was so aggressive. She forced the emperor to return back all her dowry that made the emperor coughed up blood and fall into coma till today. Now Mu Qian is asking for the Ouyang Lord's sincerity, he whispered. Why do I have a bad feeling? Once he agreed on Mu Qian's assistance, the Ouyang Lord felt that several layers of his skin will be peeled off first. Father, don't hesitate, my sister is dying, Ouyang Ji anxiously said. At the same time, the second young master, Ouyang Xiong, is furious. He punched the wall and said, if worst comes to worst, I'll snatch the antidote from the Mu Jia's residence. That Damen Mu Qian has a medicine that can save my sister, but she still doesn't come out. She even dared to ask for our sincerity. Ouyang Ju was angry at Ouyang Xiong's words and reprimanded him. Outrageous. Ubastard, did you forget that Mu Wushuang is at the Mu Jia? Are you even sure you can come back here alive? At the mention of Mu Wushuang's name, the arrogance of Ouyang Xiong instantly disappeared. Ouyang Ju said heavily, Jia, go to Mu Jia. Invite Mu Qian Shi here in our home. Be sure to bring the Lord here. Ouyang Wei is his only daughter. Moreover, Ouyang Wei's appearance and innate skill is both exceptional. Her prospects are limitless. Their Ouyang clan spent so much effort to train Ouyang Wei. Ouyang Ju can't let her fall before she has a big role to play. Ouyang Ji bows down his head and said, yes, I will certainly bring the Mu Jia's Lord here. Lord, the eldest master has arrived. Mu Qian Shi, who had been very busy for 3 days, was resting when she heard someone report that Ouyang Ji has arrived. She lazily said, oh, I didn't imagine it would be this quick. Let them wait, I'll continue my nap. Yes, my lord. The lord of the house made him wait. Ouyang Ji's face is gloomy. Is this Mu Qian's way of picking a fight, is what he thought. If he could, he would have turned away. But Wei's life is at stake. They still need Mu Qian's medicine to save Ouyang Wei's life. He mustn't go. A whole afternoon has said. Ouyang Ji is the eldest young master of the Ouyang clan. In the Purple Moon Kingdom, no one can neglect him, but now, he was being subjected to such treatment. He was completely angry. How long will Lord Mu continue to let this young master wait? The old housekeeper smiled and said, Ouyang's young master, I already told you that our lord is busy. If you really want to meet our lord, please be patient. Ouyang Ji clenched his fist. He must endure. This time, a blue figure appeared in front of him. Ouyang Ji quickly said, Yuzi, you've come at the right time. Hurry up and let Mu Qian Shi come to see me. Yuzi looked at him indifferently and said, Leader is sleeping, there's no way I could disturb her for you. Crash. Ouyang Ji was so angry, he hit the table to pieces. Ouyang Ji grits his teeth and asked once again, What did you say? Mu Qian Shi is sleeping? If Mu Qian is reading a book or cultivating, he can endure. But he learned that Mu Qian is just sleeping, it's unbearable. Mu Jia, is this your so-called hospitality? Ouyang Ji flicked his sleeves and was about to head out, but was blocked by Yuzi instead. Yuzi coldly said, Ouyang Ji, if you want to go I won't stop you, but at the very least, you must have to compensate for the things you've broken here in the Mu Jia. If leader finds out, she will be upset. Looking at the table he smashed to pieces, Ouyang Ji remembered the days Shenyuan Li Tian broke Mu Qian's carriage and have asked for a hefty sum. Ouyang Ji felt a sharp pain in his stomach. Why didn't I just hold back? Yuzi asked the old housekeeper. How much is this table? After a few more days with Mu Qian Shi, Yuzi became more and more like her little brother. The old housekeeper smiled gently and said, It's not expensive. In fact, it's only 100,000 gold taels. Ouyang Ji's eyes were wide and retorted. What? 100,000 gold taels? You might as well just rob me then. Yuzi coldly said. Ouyang Ji, if you won't pay for the damages you've done, I'm afraid you can't leave yet. Me? No. I won't go. I won't leave until I get to see Mu Qianxi. Ouyang knows he acted impulsively. If he can't think of a way to please Mu Qianxi today, his sister would surely be dead by tomorrow. So no matter how angry he was, he must continue to wait until Mu Qianxi arrived. When the sun went down, a purple figure finally appeared in front of Ouyang. Ouyang's voice is low and deep. Mu Jia's lord, I'm sure you've rested enough. Hurry up and come with me to the Ouyang's residence and treat my younger sister's illness. I've waited patiently for you the whole afternoon. I'm sure you'll see more of our sincerity there. Mu Qian gazed around the room and had taken a glance at the shattered table. She coldly said, Sincerity? Your sincerity is to come to my house to destroy my house property. Ouyang clenched his fists, unwilling to let go. He said man proposes, heaven disposes in his head many times. Lord Mu, as long as you come with me to the Ouyang clan, I promise to pay the 100,000 gold taels for the table I've broken. Our Ouyang clan isn't short on money. Mu Qian made an HMPH sound and said, If you want to pay, pay now. Not 100,000 taels, but 200,000 taels. Ouyang wanted to run away. 200,000 taels? Don't push your luck too hard. Mu Qian crossed her arms and said, This table was bought more than 10 years ago, and is worth 600,000 taels gold. Don't you think it was you who's making this deal low-priced? Yu Ziyi very admiringly looked at his leader. His behavior before is not enough. Ouyang's heart is burning with a blazing fire that he almost burned himself to death. Mu Qian, she is worthy enough to make the emperor lose his composure and made someone faint with anger alone. With just a bit of words, Ouyang can't stand up for himself. He wanted to hurry up bringing her back into the Ouyang's residence. He took a deep breath and said, Mu Jia's lord, whether I pay for this table isn't our priority. You have to go with me to cure my younger sister. You're right. Mu Qian calmly agreed. When Ouyang heard Mu Qian's confirmation, he felt relieved. As long as she went with him back into his home, Ouyang will acknowledge the 200,000 gold taels he owes. Ouyang felt that he would go mad if he would stay in Mu Qian's home any longer. Ouyang is worthy enough to be called the young master of the Ouyang clan. Even though he's rich and has a cold heart, he would pay any debts he owes to people. No more, no less. Yu Ziyi, come with me to the Ouyang clan. Mu Qian laughed. Yes, leader. Yu Ziyi nodded. Ouyang lord, Ouyang Ju eldest son, Ouyang second son, Ouyang Xiong eldest daughter, Ouyang Wei. There are still more of them as the novel goes on. Sorry for the late update. My co-workers and I are on official business and I only have short time to continue the translations. Don't worry, after the Chinese New Year, I'll update one chapter per day again. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.